Oh yeah, well, that's what I mean. When I look, it means look, look at me.
Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew, is Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The immaculate conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's clause, the birth of Nimrod, and not the Son of God. To you was kinda odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom!
That was powerful. Brothers and sisters are in the spirit tonight. Wow, I like that. I like that response. Welcome, everybody online, to another live class with the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. I'm Priest Watazab. To my left, we got Priest Zionala. We're located at 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77071. Class times are Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m., Friday 6 to 9 p.m., Saturday Sabbath morning class from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and we have our kids class from Sunday to 2 to 3, on Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. also. If you're local, if you're in the Houston area, Houston metropolitan, and you want to join us, feel free. All are welcome. If you're in the San Antonio, Texas, Austin, Texas, or Albuquerque, New Mexico areas, and you'd like to be a part of class, please contact us and we'll get you the class times and days. Okay. You're watching us here live at ISB HPK. Okay, we have our ISB HPK Kids class. We have our 5 Minutes of Wisdom. We also have our Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge channels. So make sure you please like, share, and subscribe to those channels. On Tuesday, the 13th of November, we will be starting a new season, a new and exciting season of the Hidden Truth cable show. All right, that's Tuesday at 8:30. It's going to be live on Comcast Channel 17, or you can stream it on hmstv.org. Okay, so that's the Hidden Truth Cable Show, brand new season, starting on November the 13th at 8:30 local time. Okay, so look out for that. Also check out our Blog Talk Radio every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, starting at about 9:30. Brought to you by the brother Mashaba via Albuquerque, New Mexico. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Okay, you can subscribe to that through a little, your podcast player. Download all the podcasts, all the past classes. They got a lot. They got like 300 something classes on there. A lot of classes over the years that they've been doing Blog Talk on. So a lot of classes. There's no excuse. All of our YouTube channels, they got at least 100 classes each. The 5 Minutes of Wisdom has a few. But again, there's a lot of classes that we've done over the years, so make sure you check those out. Make sure I don't forget anything. If you need to reach a teacher, you can do so. You can reach Priest Kazakia at 281-707-2737. You can reach me at 303-557-8979. You can email us at isbhpk@isbhpk.org. Okay, if you have any other questions or concerns. If you like any garments made, you can go on to Facebook, search Israel Wear. Okay, Israel Wear, and the sisters can get you set up with a garment. or anything that you need pertaining to garments, armbands, headbands, fringe shirts, pants, tunics, girdles. All right, they can. I mean, if you want it, they can attach fringes to your Bible. Get you right in there, real righteous. Right? Put that banner of blue and them fringes on your La Biblia, right, on your Bible.
Flex.
Yeah, they're that good, is what I'm saying. Okay. Just quick announcements for Saturday. On the Sabbath, the sisters will be selling hot plates. They'll be making some jambalaya, lawful jambalaya. Last week we had lawful gumbo. You gotta say that because people are like, "Oh, y'all eating gumbo?" Like it has to be unlawful if you do gumbo. Yeah, we eat gumbo. It's lawful. We eat jambalaya. It's lawful. So the sisters will be doing that this Saturday after Sabbath class to raise money for the school. Try to get the school appearance to be a little bit better. Buy some paint the walls, new curtains, get some other little things fixed up for the school. Brothers have a business we're in 2 locations now. First Colony Mall, which is in Sugarland, and then we'll be reopening Baybrook Mall, which is in Clear Lake or Friendswood, down 45 South. So if you're in the area, you want to stop by, you know, have a good conversation and get some good product. We got y'all all natural body oils, aromatherapeutic body oils, all natural soaps, body butters, bath bombs, soy candles, all Egyptian tear bottles, all made by us. So, not the Egyptian tear bottles, but mostly all the other products, we make them. All right, so we take pride in that. That's our own business. So that's another way, if you want to support, you can do so. For any donations that you want to give, again, those of you that have vowed for the vow on the school rent, please get that in ASAP. If you haven't, for those of you that have given, we definitely appreciate it. You know, we say it every class that it goes a long way. It's a big help. It takes some of the burden off of the businesses. It takes some of the burden off. So we definitely appreciate that. That's, whatever monetary donations you want to give, the Google Wallet, the Wells Fargo account number will be on the screen. For any other donations, if you want to help the homeless or any books, pens, papers, you can mail those here to the school. Okay? What we're going to do, we're going to continue the Health is Wealth, try to get it wrapped up. I know the brothers in class don't have any questions, so what we'll do, we'll hold questions online. Let the brother get into his class real quick, and so we can get all the info out, because it's a lot, and knock it out. There was one question pertaining to his class that the sister sent me. Hopefully she's watching. Let's see here, I'll read it. It says, Shalom question. Okay, so after looking at the health class, I want to make some changes. I was raised on having meat with dinner. It was always meat, veggies, and a side. That is how I am currently with my children. How often should they be able to eat meat in moderation without it being a big shock to them? Well, that's up to your discretion. Remember, eating meat ain't wicked, right? We got to put that out there. Eating meat ain't wicked. We got a disclaimer. Eating junk food ain't wicked. Eating, whatever you want lawfully, it's not wicked. If you're eating stuff outside the law, that's the wicked part. And you know it, that's wicked. But eating meat, it's not wicked. Now, like, I know in my household, me and my group were just talking about it. And I was like, man, how often do we even buy meat in the house to cook? Listen, we probably buy meat. And this is coming from people that used to buy meat. Every time we went, our grocery bill used to be like $200 just on meat, right? Like chicken and steaks, and that was years ago. To now, we probably buy meat maybe once a month, like chicken and hamburgers, and that rarely. But that's us. Now, because we're seeing the benefits of not eating meat. A lot of the dinners that are made are we do a lot of meatless. If we do meat, it's because we'll go out to the halal, get some halal meat, go to the halal the lamb over rice. I ain't gonna lie, my trick here and there on a little burger, some Chick-fil-A. It happens. It happens. We eat burgers, we eat Chick-fil-A. Yeah, that Chick-fil-A is a demon. They got an app. How you out there just suffering with a stomach ache. But, in my house, we don't even buy meat like that. The closest we'll get is maybe ground turkey, and that barely. I mean, so it's up to your discretion. You got to just see that the meat in abundance. Real quick, go to you already think about to hit it? Oh, I don't. Okay. Well, he's gonna go over it with the meat, but yeah, meat every day. Yeah. How far down is it? Okay, we'll go over it. We'll go over it because there's some key words in there. You sure? Okay. Can I hit this right here? Down? Or just hit verse 29? Go to No. Watch this. Go to Ecclesiastes 37 and 30. I don't want to steal from his class. Yeah, go to Ecclesiastes 37 and 37 and 30. He knew I was gonna go because he's in the spirit.
Ecclesiastes chapter 30 and verse 30.
Go ahead. 30 and 37. 37 and verse 30.
Did I say that wrong?
Yeah, you got it? Read.
Ecclesiastes chapter 37 and verse 30. For excess of meat bringeth sickness.
Right, wait, excess of meat do what?
Bringeth sickness.
Yeah, excess of meats, that's what brings sickness. Now, what is excessive meat? Well, that's kind of up to your discretion and, knowing your health and seeing, well, am I always sick? Is my family susceptible to catching colds? Do they get stomach aches? How are their, you got to check a lot of things with your family. How are their bowel movements? Are they going to the bathroom daily? Are your kids using the restroom daily? Are they getting enough water in their diet to balance out the acidic meat? What is their diet? Is it meat in the morning, eggs, eggs, turkey bacon, turkey sausage, and then lunch, meat, and then dinner, meat? If you're eating meat 3 times a day, 7 days a week, you might want to draw back because excessive meat does what?
Bringeth sickness.
Yeah, you got to remember that when you're eating dead flesh, when you eat a lot of dead flesh, our bodies can't push all that out. Our bodies are not equipped to break it all down. So a lot of that sits in the gut. That's where you get your stomach ulcers. That's where you get your colon cancers. Especially when you eat those, y'all see the stories with the cold cuts? The cold cuts cause cancer. You didn't see that, the processed cold cuts, the processed meats? First of all, it's filled with sodium. They inject it with a lot of salt.
Yeah.
And then if your body can't expel that through natural defecation, it sits in your gut, it sits in your colon. You get your ulcers. You get you talked about it last class, your acid reflux. You get your, this is where, the bad smells when you pass gas, your bad breath. Bad body odor. You know a person that eats a lot of meat with their body odor. You can smell the meat trying to escape because defecation can't push it out. So now it's in their pores when they sweat.
Also causes colon cancer because it blocks up your colon.
Colon cancer because the meat blocks the colon. But you got to remember, while the meat is sitting in your gut, it's literally decaying in your stomach. That's where the sicknesses come from. The meat's decaying. You got rotten meat in your gut if you're eating meat every day. There's no way that we can eat meat every single day and be healthy. You got that keto diet. You know the diet where they say eat pounds of meat. Stop it. And they talk about pork is the main one you got to eat. Them niggas trying to get you to break the law. What's up?
Pork is on there, and they're so stupid. But they're Gentiles.
Yeah.
But because it's damn near like the Atkinson's diet. And if you study the Atkins
diet, yeah.
The Atkins guy died. The guy died of like a heart attack or something like that. The guy that's
he died on his own. He died from his own diet of a heart attack. God, retard, retard syndrome. But yeah, you know the excess meat does what?
Bringeth sickness.
Hold on.
And suffering.
And surfeiting. Let's look up that word surfeiting.
Surfeiting.
You have it? The definition?
Law.
Yeah, see, this is very, when you look this up, you're going to see why you have so much problems sleeping, why you have so much problems in your gut, why you got so many problems thinking. Just clearly. You eat a burger and then you start getting emotional. Think about it. You eat meat and you start getting lackadaisical in the brain. Watch. Look up the word surfeiting. I want to show y'all. And you know, Kazakia went through a nice health class about 4 years ago, and he was really getting in on these definitions on this particular scriptures, and really showing that, man, that surfeiting, that collar. You know, you ever hear of a baby? They say a baby got collar. In Jamaica, we call it cholera. And the baby's always crying. They got collar. It's a digestive problem. But see, you get that from the meat. Watch, you got surfeiting.
Gone.
Right? What you got?
Surfeit.
Uh-huh.
An overabundant supply.
A what?
Overabundant supply.
An overabundant supply of what? Read.
An intemperate or immoral indulgent in something such as food or drink.
Wow. You see that? Go ahead.
Disgust caused by excess.
Okay, watch this. Check this out. Read what you got. He got a better. That was good, but he got a nice one. Watch. Go ahead.
To feed with meat.
To do what?
To feed. Oops. To feed with meat.
To feed with meat. Go ahead.
So as to oppress the stomach.
Wait, what happens?
To oppress the stomach.
Yeah, you're oppressing the stomach because you're weighing your body down with so much meat. You ever ate to the point where it's like you feel like you're literally about to explode, die, you can't get comfortable. If you move, your belly just, we did that. I think I did that last feast. No good, man. But imagine feeling like that with the meat. You know, if you could go to your stomach and touch it and it's hard as a rock, without even eating food, you got excess blockage. That hard gut, that sugar, they call it that sugar liver. Yeah, no, that's from a lot of the meat and drink. Go ahead.
And derange the functions of the system.
Yeah, it throws your system out of whack, your body goes into overdrive. Think about it. You ever eat meat and then you start sweating?
Gone.
Yeah, your body is going into overdrive trying to break the meat down. So it's the meat sweats. You lay in the bed after you ate a burger, you ate a big steak, and then you try to lay down and then you fall asleep, wake up in a pool of sweat. That's because your body went into overdrive trying to break that steak down. So what does it do? It produces excess bile. Watch, read on.
To overfeed.
To do what?
Overfeed. And produce sickness or uneasiness.
Go ahead.
It says to clothe. To fill. To satisfy.
To satiety.
Satiety and disgust.
Right? So it's saying excess meat. Read the scripture again. Watch. Let's put it in with the definition. Go ahead.
For excess of meat bringeth sickness.
Go ahead.
And surfeiting will turn into
and filling to disgust or overfilling your gut with meat. Go ahead.
Will turn into collars.
Right. Let's look up collar. Let's look up collar. See, it gets real scientific here. When you look up collar is going to go into the bile that your body produces to break down the meat. I believe it comes from the gallbladder. But see, that's why their gallbladder shuts down because it's producing too much. All the process, think about it. When you look at, you ever see when they put the camera in the person's belly, they're trying to break down, after they eat ramen noodles, they put the scope in their belly to see what the stomach is doing. The stomach is just contracting, but it's not breaking nothing down. It's taking the gut 24 hours to break down ramen noodles because it's processed. But now meat, it takes just about that time, but your body doesn't get all of it. That's why you got to do colon cleanses. But if you're on a meat diet of, meat 5 days a week, you might want to draw back a little bit. You know, again, I probably do meat, if I count it, maybe 2 days a week. Everything else is just, you know, we've substituted the meat with like quinoa and chickpeas, and I do a lot of falafel and, yeah, you know, more just things that are, I know my body, man. I know what's easy to digest. I need things that are easy to digest. I'm a steak guy. I love meat. My fangs come out, and they drip. They drip, ready to sink my teeth into a 20 ounce. But not every night. Not even. I can't remember the last time I had a steak. It's been a minute. It's been a long while. Just even red meat. You know. What you got for collar?
Collar, yellow bile.
Yellow bile. Go ahead.
Bile. It says definition 2 is the quality or state of being bilious or bilious. Definition 3 says ready disposition to irritation.
To what?
Irritation.
Yeah, because your body, your stomach is it's producing that bile. Let's read what you got. Watch this.
Bile.
Watch this. And then watch what this definition says, and then watch what the scripture says.
The bile, by the superabundance of this fluid, anger was formerly supposed.
Wait, it does what?
Anger.
It brings anger. Your body goes into angry mode because it's producing this fluid to break down the food, but it messes with your emotion. Watch, read the scripture.
By excess of meat. For excess of meat bringeth sickness.
Right.
And surfeiting will turn into color.
Read, turns into anger. Overeating turns into anger. Go ahead.
By surfeiting, many have perished.
By overeating, many have perished. Read.
But he that taketh heed prolongeth his life.
37. But he that taketh heed prolongeth his life. So go back to that definition of collar real quick. Oh, here it is.
Collar. The superabundance of this fluid, anger, was formerly supposed to be produced. Or perhaps the opinion was that the bile caused the inflamed appearance of the face in anger.
You see that? That bile, man, your body's trying to produce this excess fluid to break down those meats every day, and it brings anger. It makes you look angry because you're like, right? You get meat makes you constipated. All that meat, you gotta balance it out and have a more balance of vegetables and fresh foods and fruits. You know, black people don't eat enough salad. They don't eat enough fruit. You know, we don't eat enough herbs. We don't eat enough, like I've been trying to get on my oils, you know, my black seed oil. You know, I try to get on my herbs. It ain't easy. For one, it ain't cheap. It definitely ain't cheap. I got a little thing of black seed oil. That thing cost me like, that big. I think it was like 15 bucks. Black seed oil, it ain't cheap. You know, these edible oils, but they're good for you. They're here. Like, I feel good, you know, but, you know, just back to the question about what is the moderation? The moderation, you just got to look and say, well, how much do I eat meat? Now, if I eat meat for dinner every night and you cook dinner 7 days a week, then you might need to start with, okay, 2 days out the week, we're going to substitute meat for something meatless. There's always a meat substitute. There's always a meat substitute. Quinoa, chickpeas, lentils, and there's a lot of things that you can substitute meat with. Kale, you know, instead of you know, avocado. Tempura, what's that? Yeah, tempura is when they fry it.
Yeah, but it's actually not soy. It's grains, but it's almost like the same material. It's like
I mean, even a little soy ain't gonna kill you. Even a little bit of soy, tofu, that's a meat substitute. There's a lot of meat, vegan substitutes. You got vegan cheese. I mean, it tastes just like cheese. Tempeh, yeah, tempeh. But there's a lot of substitutes for meat. You just gotta say, 7 days a week, okay, let me cut down to 5 days a week. And then, you might wanna get down to 1 day a week. Again, I can't remember the last time in my house we even cooked meat. As opposed to 4 or 5 years ago, listen, half our bill was on meat. I'm talking about big bags of frozen chicken, couple of steak, you know, slabs, you know, it was ground beef, chicken, and a couple of steaks, like every time we hit the grocery store. On top of the milk, on top of the cheese. Now, on top of the eggs, now the only thing we really guilty of is the cheese. That's it. So, you know, the moderation got to come from knowing your body, knowing your family, and knowing what goal. Because, you know, what goal are you trying to achieve with your family? Remember, it tells us that the excess of meat, it literally brings anger into your mind, into your body. It makes you sick. So you got to assess your family. Are they, after they eat, are they angry, trying to digest their food? Are they always sick, catching a cold? If your kids is always catching a cold, Esau lied to you. You're not supposed to catch the cold 6 times a year. And just because you beat it, you're getting stronger. No. I can't remember last time I caught the cold. You know what I'm saying? Like an actual cold. It's been a minute. I haven't caught one this year yet. I haven't been sick yet this year. So, but it's just changing that diet. So, without going all the way further in, I'm going to let him take over. I just want to hit her question real quick. So hopefully, again, the moderation, that's up to you. You know, you got to know your family. You know yourself. Definitely, you know, sisters, you gotta get better at consulting your husbands when it comes to these things. See what they think also. Go ahead.
Yeah, give me Ecclesiastes chapter 39 and verse 26. You know, that's right on point because, you know, you made a statement about, you know, she said that she was raised off of, you know, meats and veggies and a side.
Yeah,
you know,
meats, veggies, and a side.
Yeah, but then those meats be so heavy. You go back, listen, you ain't going back for seconds for veggies. You go back for seconds for the meats.
For the meat, for the gravy.
Yeah, you out there getting extra saucy. You topping it all the way off.
Yeah.
Going to sleep while you eat with the spoon in your face, like the babies on the videos with the baby with the meatloaf. That's us. Just putting food in our face.
Yep.
You know, just stuffing it. It's crazy how, you know, we have no limit. And I should have brought this book, man. I should have brought that book regarding the Spaniards, how they ate and how the natives, they ate just so little. But the reason being, they didn't eat that, man. But they were still functional. They were still able to hunt, live, feed their children off a minimal amount of food.
And let me say something about how we were raised. You got to remember that we were raised the wrong way all the way around, from our diet to the way we raised our kids to the way we communicate to the way we think. So remember, the Black and Hispanic community, we dying more from high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, hypertension. We die more from heart attacks than any other people. They say that we're predisposed to diabetes. Well, no. Well, we are because of what we eat. Because we carry traditions of what? Candied yams, fried turkey, ham hock, fried tomatoes. Everything got to be deep fried. If it ain't deep fried and battered, it ain't good. If it ain't got a bunch of sugar, it ain't good. You know, if it ain't smothered with gravy, it ain't good. If it ain't got ranch on it, I can't eat it. That's how we think. That's what we've been raised though. We've been raised to smother everything down. If you the 9.5, it got to be smothered, right? It got to be smothered with some type of sauce. But guess what? If you the 2.5, it got to be smothered with some sauce. It got to be gravied up, right? It got to be ketchup, barbecue sauce. You gotta have all the Chick-fil-A dipping sauces in front of you for one burger. You gotta have the buffalo, the Chick-fil-A sauce, and the damn hot sauce.
Right.
And you gotta, the Polynesian, whatever. You gotta mix them all. You gotta mix the ketchup and the mayo. Guilty.
Throw your fries in it.
You gotta dip them waffle fries. That's the only way I eat Chick-fil-A fries is dipped in ketchup and mayo. It's been a thing since high school. It's weird. But my point is this. The things that we've been taught through tradition, that's what's been destroying us. Nobody sat us down like Deuteronomy 6:6 told us and said, teach your children how to eat. Remember, we had a dietary law. The dietary law wasn't just what to eat, it was how much to eat and when to eat it. Y'all didn't know that, huh? The Bible talks about moderation, don't it?
God.
So that's telling you how much to eat. When we ate meats, we weren't eating meats at the frequency that we eat meats now. A lot of it was for what? It's high holy days, and it was for our sacrifices. We weren't eating meat at the rate, and then the meat quality. I'm gonna get to you. The meat quality back then, as opposed to now. Now we eating cows fed with corn. Right. That's where you get your mad cow and your Ebola. Back then we were eating grass-fed cows. That's what they ate naturally. So the cow was healthier. The sheep, the goat, the lamb, they were healthier. Everything is now the chicken. Everything's now fed with grains where they don't process it. Their digestive system is messed up. We eat it. We eat tainted animal. So remember, tradition is what got us here, man. Tradition is what got us heart attacks, diabetes. Tradition is why you think you got a sweet tooth. But no, nobody told you to put the candy down and eat a salad or eat a fruit. It's sad that the black and Hispanic tradition is not to eat fruits. When we grow up in regions where, like, think about it. Besides the so-called Negro, you got Benjamin, Levi. They grow damn fruits all over their islands. The whole 9.5. They got fruits and vegetables that's growing up out the ground at the ready. The only ones I give the pass to is the so-called Negro, because they ain't growing a damn thing in America. All they growing is weed. Right. But vegetables and fruits, come on, man. All the other tribes, they got that in abundance, and we're unhealthy still. So tradition, we got to get back from the tradition of men and get to the tradition of what the scriptures. Somebody had their hand up, Mark.
It was when you said about moderation.
Yeah.
It even tells you, even with a feast, we were still in moderation. It tells you in a couple of scriptures, but one is in Proverbs 23, where it tells you if you're a man given to appetite, put a knife to thy throat, because it's like you can't. We never did things in excess. And the scriptures show you that all throughout the scriptures.
Right. There was another one. Watch this.
Ecclesiasticus.
It's here it is. Ecclesiasticus 31. Watch this. Going right back. Go to
verse 12.
You can start at verse 12. Read.
If thou sit at a bountiful table, be not greedy upon it.
Yeah, but see, tradition told us to be like the clumps. Remember the clumps? They all just sat around the table. They ate the stuff, their whole faces, farted. Cleansing the colon to the clumps was a big loud fart. I'm about to cleanse my colon. Right? Y'all remember that?
God.
Right. See, tradition taught us, yeah, man, if it's at the table, eat it all. Pig out. Don't have no discretion or moderation. Go ahead.
And say not, there is much meat on it.
Right.
Remember that a wicked eye is an evil thing.
Yeah, you looking at all that food and you just filling your plate. In Jamaica, they say your eyes are bigger than your belly.
God,
and they said in the West Indies, your eyes are bigger than your belly. Go ahead.
And what is created more wicked than an eye? Therefore it weepeth upon every occasion.
Go ahead.
Stretch not thy hand.
You can't let what you see get you in trouble, man. Like, damn, I need that. Because the eye, you looking at something, and it's like, I gotta have that. And then when you get it, it's like, wait a minute, shouldn't have had that. Shouldn't have ate that. Shouldn't have ate so much. We've all been guilty. You eat the whole thing of candy, and then you're like, you start getting into like anaphylactic shock. You start passing out like, damn, I should have ate that. Or you eat 2 Cinnabons. Listen, I remember I used to down 2 Cinnabons in a big Coke. That was when I was younger. I can't even attempt that now. But that was my thing back then. Like 2 Cinnabons, a Coke. When I was young, man, I eat a whole two pizza pies, big pizzas. Not no Little Caesars. I'm talking about big boys. I was an animal. I was a beast. But it wasn't good. I'm feeling it now. My eye was bigger than my belly. Go ahead.
Stretch not thine hand whithersoever it looketh.
Right? Yeah, you ain't supposed to just be putting your hand as for you and you see it, so you feel like I gotta put that in my plate. Like you need all the fixings, but it's all the bad foods. You never stretch your hands to the good things. Like, man, let me get some extra salad. Let me get some extra green beans. Let me get some extra this. Oh, let me grab an extra fruit. You can't OD on apples. I've tried it. I think I ate like 10 apples in one day. Went on an apple diet. You can't really OD on that. You don't get sick off of eating a bunch of apples or a bunch of fruit, a bunch of blueberries. But meat, Sugar? Come on. That's death. Go ahead. What's up? Go ahead.
And thrust it not with him into the dish.
Yeah, y'all, you just fling it. You know when it's time to eat, they drop the plate. Everybody just ram their hand into the chicken legs. You know that king that just got the bountiful table, and he's just eating chicken, ripping flesh apart, guzzling down beers. Y'all seen the shows and the movies? And what does his gut look like?
Round.
Round. When he sleeps, what is he snoring like? He sounds like a damn boar. Right? Because all that food, man. And he wakes up pissed off and angry. Because all that collar that we read about earlier. Go ahead.
Judge of thy neighbor by thyself. And be discreet in every point.
It says do what?
Judge of thy, be discreet in every point.
Yeah, we gotta have discretion always. Not tradition, discretion. It says discretion will preserve thee. Get that. Proverbs 2 what? Proverbs chapter 2 and verse 11. You good? You want some of this tea? I just barely hit it. Proverbs 2 and verse 11. I'm not trying to take over. I'm not trying to take over this guy's class. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 2 verse 11.
Read.
Discretion shall preserve thee.
Discretion shall do what?
Preserve thee.
Yeah, see, your discretion is going to preserve you from what? High blood pressure, diabetes, gout. Wow, sis, I'm in class. She knows that. Why is she calling? Diabetes, gout, high blood pressure, colon cancer. All the bad foods and processed foods. You got to remember, man, there was a time when there were no processed foods. What were they doing? They was baking pies from scratch, baking bread from scratch, using real ingredients, making their own tortillas. And like I watched one show with my rib, man. It's called Sugar, Fat, Acid, and Spice. It's a documentary. And this chick, she went to Mexico, and the old Instagram, she's like, yeah, I make 200 to 300 flour tortillas a day. Like, god damn. She takes her corn, goes to the mill, they grind it, and they can make the tortillas for her, but she does it herself. She's in that old tradition. I'm like, 250 handmade tortillas? Like, who the hell's eating that much corn? But, even all that corn ain't good. All that starch, no good for you. It's a filler. There's no nutritional value. We got to get away from those starchy foods. As black and Hispanics, we got to get rid of a lot of that starch in our diet. Go ahead, read on.
Understanding shall keep thee.
Yeah, discretion, being discreet. Somebody get the definition. Damn. Who got the definition?
I got it.
Read it.
Go ahead.
Discretion. Individual choice or judgment.
Wait, individual choice or judgment. So it's saying good judgment is going to preserve you. Are going to preserve you, or they're going to kill you. You choose to eat the bowl of salad, or you choose to eat all the candy. You choose to eat a bunch of fried meats and deep fried and double battered, KFC, whatever, or you're going to get the healthy choice. That's what's going to preserve you for the long run. What the hell are we here for? Are we here to just live till we're 30 and then die? What about your children? I'm pretty sure they want to see you past the age of 30.
Like they say, we eat to live.
Yeah,
no.
We live to eat.
We live to eat
instead of eating to live. And we're all guilty. I'm guilty. I mean, I'm not no health, professionado. I'm far from it, but I'm trying. I'm trying to do better, and make better choices. Trust me. When you got them cravings and that high fructose be calling you through all the fast food, you driving, you just like, damn, high fructose. When it's really you smell Burger King or a burger, that's just high fructose. You like, damn. And then the next thing you know, the car just starts steering itself into the drive-thru, You got to curb that demon. You got to go on cleanses and fasts. You got to fast that out. But it's really about, let me make the better choice. You know, I had a thing when I was going to Chick-fil-A. I'd be hitting Chick-fil-A all the time, but what was I getting? I was just on salad. Then I was like, well, damn, I'm still getting the meat. Let me get the salad with no meat and get a different dressing. Because with the meat and with that garlic herb ranch, man, that salad was so on point. But the salad dressing was what had me addicted. It wasn't the lettuce and tomatoes. Ain't nobody just like, lettuce. Let me get that. Nobody doing that. But you like, damn, I want that dressing. That dressing is banging. But it's that fructose corn syrup. So discretion shall preserve you. Jump back, Mark.
Verse 16, Ecclesiasticus 31, verse 16. Eat as it becometh a man,
right?
Those things which are set before thee.
Right. Go ahead.
And devour not.
Right. Don't devour. I mean, I devour my food. But don't devour everything that's in front of you. You don't have to. Eat to your fill. And sometimes not. They say a fistful of food. All you need is your fist balled up. That's the size of your stomach. That's all you need. That's all you need to fill you. But what do? We automatically we overeat, we overdrink. We stretch our guts out, and then it tells us, oh, it's not full when we're eating certain things with our stomach. Go ahead.
Lest thou be hated.
Lest thou be what?
Hated.
Yeah, like damn, this nigga just comes over here and just eats everything. He gonna just go through my fridge and devour all the food. He ain't gonna leave no leftovers or seconds for nobody else. Got brothers like that.
I don't know why.
God.
Why?
Listen, give me Proverbs 27 and 20.
Well, there's no discretion. There's no discretion. How did we get on this point? What were we talking about?
Beats.
This is just question.
Oh, okay.
Just the beats. Okay, it's perfect. But read that. Read where you at.
Proverbs chapter 27, verse 20.
Uh-huh.
Hell and destruction are never full.
Hell and destruction is never full. Read.
So the eyes of man are never satisfied.
Yeah, man, y'all got that Edomite syndrome. Y'all never satisfied. You want more and more and more. Listen, I see you got that piece of land. I want that and yours. Listen, you got that piece of listen, I got my own food, but listen, I'm looking at your plate. I want a piece of your meat.
First of all, man, you be wanting seconds. You be wanting the second Cinnabon before you finish the first.
Right.
You be wanting the second piece of cheesecake before you even finish the first. Listen, I'm saying it because I know how it feels. I know how it feels to be eating something and thinking like, damn, I want another one. And you didn't even finish the first. You didn't let your brain catch up to your stomach.
Yeah.
Or however that goes.
The scripture is so real because I actually brought the scripture out a while back because there was a brother like that. Like he would, and it would make you, so it says, lest thou be hated. People would talk about him, but no one would say it. I had to tell him, like, because my parents taught us from an early age, like, they didn't read the Apocrypha or whatnot. But it was just common sense to be like if you go to somebody's house to eat. First of all, you don't eat like you're just hungry, like super starving. And you don't be the first person to stretch out your hands. So the scripture just tell you basic common sense when you sit down to have dinner with somebody in somebody's house.
Manners. Yeah. You gotta have some manners, man. That's first and foremost. But discretion, because you can have all the manners you want and still eat like a beast, and still eat all the wrong foods, and still be filling your gut with sugar. And, too much cereal, like all the damn cereal.
Oh, yeah.
I hate it. My kids wake up, they want to eat cereal. I'm like, damn, you just want to eat sugar for breakfast?
Right.
Where I'm like, you don't even need breakfast. As soon as this guy eats cereal, 10 minutes later, I'm tired. Right. I'm like, wow, because the cereal sucked all his energy. So we as parents got to be more discreet and have better discretion and choices. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 19.
Verse 17.
I'm sorry, verse 17. Leave off first for manners' sake.
It says do what?
Leave off first for manners' sake.
Go ahead.
And be not unsatiable.
Right. It's telling you to leave off for manners' sake and be not unsatiable. He just read it. It's talking about be not unsatisfied. When you're unsatiable, you can't be satisfied. But he just read that, Proverbs 27 and 20, right? Go ahead.
Lest thou offend.
At least now you do what?
Offend.
Yeah. Some of us get offenseful. Where you sitting there trying to devour all the Big Macs. You sitting there trying to drink all the beers, all the food. We at the feast and you getting fifths and ninths. You pouring up somebody else's drink.
He poured you up a heavy shot. God.
You're coming.
Dang.
Your cup is heavy, brother. Damn, sis, you took all the steak. Con, you wasn't gonna leave none of that back for a brother? You got all the mac and cheese? Like, it's just showing you discretion. Go ahead.
Verse 18. When thou sittest among many,
go ahead.
Reach not thine hand out first of all.
You see that? It's telling you shouldn't be the first. Have some manners. Have some discretion. Have some patience. Be polite. Be the last. Read.
Verse 19.
This is one of my favorite scriptures. And this is what we got to understand. Where we all mess this up. Read.
A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured.
Wait, he got to be what?
Well nurtured.
You know why you got to eat a lot of food? You know why you got to eat 8 times a day? Why you always got the munchies? It's not because you're working out and you trying to keep your metabolism right. It's because you eat the wrong food. And you got to feed that demon worm inside of you. You got to feed that meat worm. You got to feed that tape sugar worm. You got to feed the high fructose worm. You got to feed that. Listen, there is such thing as a sugar. There's a worm that feeds on sugar. There's a parasite that feeds on high fructose. There's a parasite. There's parasites that feed on meat. And if you don't feed them, you start getting pissed off until you feed these worms that are in your guts. But most importantly, it's the spirit that's held on to you that if you don't fast and pray and purge, we got to get back to fasting. But it says, read it again.
A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured.
Intermediate fasting, man. All you really need is how much food do you need a day? What? How many meals a day do you need?
1.
You really only need 1 meal a day, maybe 2. You don't need breakfast like how they lie to you. You don't need to wake up and the first thing you do, you scramble up eggs, bacon, and you don't need that at 6 a.m. By 12, dude, you're like, wait a minute. That's why by 12, you need 8 cups of coffee to keep you going because the food weighed you down. The 6 a.m., 7 a.m. breakfast that you thought was breakfast is the most important meal? No. Water is the most important thing in the morning.
That's right.
It's water. You might get away with a quick juicy, but the first thing your body needs is water waking up. You juice some kale, spinach, hit that down the hatch, give you a boost, boom. But what do? Cereal, Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios, Fruit Loops,
Pop-Tarts.
Y'all
remember toaster strudels?
Toaster strudels.
Lego my Eggos.
Eggos, the strawberry.
You got the
chocolate chip,
the turkey and biscuit, egg, griddle.
The hot plate. They didn't make everything easy because they just make it in a hot pocket.
Yeah.
So everything you just throw in the microwave and go. You gotta get off those microwaves.
What's that one that's dipped in the it's like a corn dog?
You talking about the French toast or something like that? What you talking about?
Oh, the French toast stick?
Oh no, it's a corn dog.
It's
got the turkey meat.
It's the breakfast one. Yeah. It tastes like syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that stuff is processed.
I was raised on that.
No bueno. I was raised on a lot of processed foods. Come on. Them Totino's pizzas. Oh yeah. Come on, bro. When it was like $1.50. Now they're like $1.50, but I was rocking with those when it was like 50 cents.
Right.
75 cents. You get 50 of those. Stack them up.
Cut it 4 ways.
Oh, you in there. Dress them up how you want.
Got you some chips on the side.
Oh, yeah. Bro, if you want to talk about eating bad.
Unsolved mysteries.
Because you're broke, I'm in there. I'm the king. I'm the king of cheap eating. But I'm learning as I'm getting older, you got to sacrifice for your body, man. And eat better. That's why, I try to do it. We all try to do it because we got to be, listen, you can't be a priest for the Most High and be bent up in the wheelchair. You can't really do too much priesthood. You can't do too much running if you're in a wheelchair. And you can't be the wife of a priest if you can't run right behind them. If he got to drag you because the high blood pressure and the diabetes and the gout, you got the gout in your foot because of what you eat. He's just pulling you along and you're like, I can't keep up because you ate so bad now you got asthma. We can't be, what I'm trying to say is to be productive in our office, to be the best wife, to be the best husband, the moderation and the discretion, it gotta be there, man. Read that verse 19. I want that to sink in.
A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured.
So all that the bag of M&Ms? Read it from the top.
A very little is sufficient.
So all the Fuddruckers burgers, like 4 of them?
A very little is sufficient.
So I gotta, wait. So I don't need to eat all 8 steaks that are cooked that night?
A very little
Go ahead.
is sufficient
Read.
For a man well nurtured.
Right, we gotta get back to being well nurtured. And then we won't have to have the eating habit we have. Go ahead.
And he fetcheth not his wind short upon his bed.
Yeah, you see that? You in the bed wheezing? Why? Because that's that snoring. You having, what's the sleep apnea? Bro, sleep apnea? You get that from bad eating. Snoring, all that is from bad eating and too much meat, too much alcohol. Go ahead.
Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating.
Wait, what happens?
Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating.
Yeah, try eating a salad before you go to bed or a fruit and see how well you sleep. I've tested it. I've ate my meat before I went to bed and I'm like, oh my God, let me kill myself right now. And I've eaten salad because your body doesn't have to work so hard to break it down. Listen, if you're waking up in a cold sweat from what you ate the night before, you just cold and wet, the whole side of your bed is just damp, you got to change what you eat. Go ahead.
He riseth early and his wits are with him.
Wait, what happens?
He riseth early.
Wait, you rise at 1 p.m.?
He riseth early.
Well, you can't rise at all.
He riseth early.
Go ahead.
And his wits are with him.
You got your mind is right. You're not waking up groggy like you just drank a whole thing of NyQuil. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Distraught.
Yeah, you wake up distraught.
Discombobulated.
You just staggering around the room like, where am I at? Because you meat and food drunk.
Can't even turn the light on.
Sugar drunk. How many of y'all in here been sugar high? Raise your hands. Yeah, man. I've done it. I used to do it again. Them 2 Cinnabons. Listen, that'll take you on cloud 9. Then you hit it down with a Pepsi. Ooh. Bro, I used to sit in the car and literally do. My body was like, bro, what are you doing to me? I would hit 2 Cinnabons, drink a soda, and sit there like I just got a fix. Like I just shot up with a needle.
Hell yeah.
I can't do it. Listen, I can barely eat 1 Cinnabon now.
4 hours got one today.
I can really do 1. I gotta get the mini buns. My ribs like, yeah, get the minis. Cause you want them sugars.
You ever had Cinnabon? Ooh.
You never had a Cinnabon in your life?
Bro, you missing out on
Oh, wow, bro.
That's lawful, lot.
You're not so lawful not to at least have 1. You're out the spirit. Read on.
But the pain of watching and collar.
You see how it goes back to that collar?
God.
The pains. When you're trying to break down that food and you like, oh, my stomach. And you can't move. You can't even get up to go pee. As soon as you move, you feel all the water in your belly jiggling. Your whole abdomen is just flared up. This is where you get your colon cancers from, man. All that sugar that you eat, and you get that instant sharp pain. Listen, sugar ain't no different from Coke. You got to be careful.
Right.
Go ahead.
And pangs of the belly are with an insatiable man.
Yeah, this is what happens to a man that can't be satisfied. A one that can't just have 1 sandwich. One that just can't eat a few pieces of candy. One that just can't have 1 beer, 2 beers. Can't be satisfied. It's like, man, I gotta have more. I gotta keep going. Think about it. How come we don't overdose on fruit? How come we don't get fruit juice drunk? We'll get jungle juice drunk with the fruit and the alcohol, but how come we don't get fruit? We don't like OD on fruit. Like, man, let me just eat up all the fruits. The fruits go stale before you eat them. We gotta change that. That's it on that.
Give me Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 4.
Well, yeah. I didn't want to say your whole.
No, I'm sorry. We got a lot more.
God.
Come on.
That wasn't my
Dodge with the punches. Come on, get it quick. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 4.
1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 4.
They made me do it.
That every one of you should know how to possess his vessel.
Yeah, you gotta understand how to possess your vessel, how to control yourself. You know, once again, it talks about the appetite. Or in Proverbs, it stated that a man's never satisfied. But the scripture says that you should understand how to control your vessel, because when you're not satisfied, that's what causes all these issues and problems. Read where you at.
That every one of you should know how to possess his vessel in sanctification and honor.
Yeah, sanctification and honor, where you're not over here just killing yourself with the food. You're actually eating just what you need, just to give you enough energy. Because to be honest with you, our learning habits of eating, or our eating habits came from Esau, man. These Spaniards, these Caucasoids, Caucasians, Edomites, they had this obsessive will to eat. As we're going to the scriptures, keep reading.
Not in the lust of concupiscence.
Yeah, it says not in the lust of concupiscence. When you look up the definition of concupiscence, it says irregular desire or sexual pleasure. But let's go deeper. It says the coveting of carnal things, or an irregular appetite for worldly good. And the thing about it's the same thing. This concupiscence is the same thing with food, man. You lust for getting that Whataburger, that triple meat, that double meat. You lust to get that Burger King, whatever you know that you eat. You lust for that.
Right.
But according to the scriptures, that's damn near a God. You're really worshiping food more than the Most High, because you're literally running after these things, man. You're running after this food, but it's destroying your body. That's why the scripture says that you should know how to possess your vessel. You should understand what allows your body to function, on the optimum level. With that, go to give me Ecclesiastes chapter 37, verse 27 now. Ecclesiastes 37 and 27, because Esau is like that, man. That's why they got food on every block. We hit that last class. But Esau has this urge that they want more and more, and that's all we have. We don't have businesses that's making millions of dollars. So what can we do? All we can do is just eat our face to sleep, or binge watch Netflix. That's all we can do. So that's what we have. Read where you at.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 37 and verse 27. My son, prove thy soul in thy life.
Yeah, it says improve your soul in your life. Understand what you're doing and why you're doing it for. Read.
And see what is good for it.
Yeah, you gotta understand what's good for you, man. A lot of times, listen, those burgers at nighttime, that may not be it. Listen, you do good. You have a soup during the day, but then you have a bowl of cereal right after that. That don't make no sense. You still hungry? Now you eat a bowl of cereal to wash down the soup that you was almost there. You just didn't have to add that bowl of cereal though. But that's us, because why? Our appetite. We continually want to eat. Read.
My son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it.
Yeah, see what's evil for it, man. Because a lot of things that we put in our body that that we really have no knowledge of is not good for us. It's actually extremely harmful for us. Read.
And give not that unto it.
Yeah, give not yourself to that. Because go to Ecclesiastes 6 and 7. Because the Most High is showing us that whenever you give yourself to these things that you know that are good, listen, death is around the corner. Death is looking at you in your rear view mirror. Because the Most High is already showing us that you should have discretion, especially with the body. Everybody want to complain. Oh, I look this way. Oh, don't touch that. Don't touch my fat. Well, dang. Well, we'll lose some of that thing. What you mean? What else am I supposed to touch? The back of your neck? The head? I don't understand. What do you mean? Read where you at.
Ecclesiastes chapter 6 and verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend.
In the Bible. Ecclesiastes 6 and 7.
Ecclesiastes 6 and 7. All the labor of man is for his mouth.
Yeah, that's what it is. We literally go to work to eat. You ready to go to work just to go to Chick-fil-A. Ooh, I'm finna get one of them sugar chicken sandwiches. That's exactly what they put on. That's why y'all addicted to it. Sugar chicken. High fructose corn syrup. Listen, Chick-fil-A got cats lined up like they have people in the hood lined up for some crap. It's the same thing. These businesses are doing the same thing, man. They're destroying our lives through food. Just like they destroyed your auntie, your mama, your daddy's life on crack, heroin, weed, K2, whatever you want to call it. They're doing the same thing. It's just a different genre. This is the food industry. That's the drug industry. But now what? It's the food and drug industry. Funny how that combined, right? Read where you at.
Ecclesiastes 6 and 7. All the labor of man is for his mouth.
Read.
And yet the appetite is not filled.
Yeah, your appetite's not filled because you don't understand that the world is playing on these urges, on these lusts that you have. That's actually irregular. Go back to Ecclesiastes 37 and 27. Ecclesiastes chapter 27 and verse, or 37 and verse 27.
Done.
My son, prove thy soul in thy life,
right,
and see what is evil for it.
Yeah.
And give not that unto it.
Yeah, give not yourself unto that. Ecclesiastes chapter 18 and verse 30. Because these are some good scriptures you have to have in your mind about give yourself not unto that, man. Because these things are killing us. Read.
What was that? Ecclesiastes?
Go not.
Read where you at?
Ecclesiasticus 18 and 30. Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thine appetites.
Do what?
Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thine appetites.
No, give yourself to the honey buns.
Refrain thyself from thine appetites.
Go down there go to the Burger King, get your 2 for $6 with the fries.
Refrain thyself from thine appetites.
Get your hot Cheetos with your Snickers on the side.
Refrain thyself from thine appetites.
Yeah, the Most High is trying to show us what can prolong our life, man. We have to stop going after these appetites. We should know what's good for us in our life. We understand that the greens, like all the classes before that we had, that went through the alkaline, and that's the reason why I brought that out about the alkaline food, because your body has to be alkaline. But the food that we have is not allowing that. You know, that's it with that scripture. But, you know, just to recap on the health class that we, the 2 classes before, is that we were talking about the alkaline food, man, and understanding that you have to watch what you eat. You know, we always have these complaints. I'm tired. My back hurts. My eyes are blurry. I can't hear. I feel like I'm about to faint. What's going on in my life? Well, number one is, okay, well, let's analyze your life right now. What are you putting in your body? What are you putting in your vessel? What are you putting in your machine to go? Are you putting unleaded? You putting some premium? You putting that high test? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are putting premium in, not knowing that, going right into it about acidic foods. We put a lot of acidic foods in our body, and our body can't function with that. It may taste good, you know, but how your body uses that, it can't use it. It literally be like, man, what is it? That's what happens. You start wanting to walk or run, you feel lightheaded, you ain't got no energy. You going downstairs, or actually coming upstairs, you need some energy to get up there. You be like, damn, breathing heavy? Yeah, your body got no nutrients in it. You ain't drank no water to get the nutrients in your bloodstream flowing so that can go to your limbs, so that you can actually have some strength. You know, so the Most High is showing us in the scriptures that we need to be more knowledgeable in what we eat and do better with that. Going back, this is some acidic foods. We already did the foods, the meat, the poultry, the fish, the dairy, the eggs, the grains, the alcohol. The excessive amounts of that, as we hit it already about the excessive amounts of meats and what it does to you. But acidic drinks, all those that like to drink them Sprites, Cokes, coffees, Red Bulls, all these Starbucks. Listen, I was a Starbucks man. Listen, they knew what I wanted when I came in. They said, oh, you that guy. They actually hit me. They said, it's that time. I said, time for what? Time for that espresso. I was like, See, I'm in rehab.
That quad shot?
Yeah, that quad. I'm in rehab, man. I can't deal with that. I was doing 4 shots of espresso, and I'm already hyper. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what I need that for? But my body was like, oh, you need something to get it started. Yeah, no, you just got to stop eating crazy at nighttime. You know, stop suppressing your body and making your body run harder. And then by the time it's time to get up, your body didn't rest like your mind rested. Your body can't go nowhere, man. You know, so those are some acidic drinks: and soda, coffee, and beer, man. You know, even beer itself. You know, beer is acidic. So, you know, all those that like to have a beer, you know, every day, well, watch out. You know, if it's affecting you in the ways of rapid, shallow breathing, confusion, fatigue, headaches, sleepiness, increased heart rate, lack of appetite. Most cats get appetites, but still, if you're being affected by this, that means that you have too much acid in your body. Your body needs to be more alkaline. Think about it, man. We should actually try that. We should have a plant, or have a plant in your house and feed it some soda, like we said. Put soda in the plant, see what happened to it. Oh, that's where it'll wither away and die. Why are you not the same? And you know, the thing about it is that we really don't think that we're gonna die. because we're alive now. But your body is slowly but surely deteriorating. Your livers are giving out. That's why you got pains on your sides. Your heart is starting to just flutter. That's why you got a little chest pain. Your lungs are starting to collapse. That's why it's hard for you to breathe. You over here sounding like you done ran a marathon while you snoring. Yeah, man, you overweight. You're obese. Because you're doing these things and your body can't keep up with it. Give me Ecclesiastes 7 and 12 in the Bible. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 12. Because we need to hearken unto the knowledge what the Most High is trying to show us regarding our health. Listen, it's either you're going to accept it or reject it, and it's sad because a lot of our people are dying. You see so many overweight individuals with diabetes, they going blind, and we really don't. It's funny, the world has made us desensitized to the people around us, even to your own parents and stuff like that, because you don't change. You still eat what you want to eat. But once it hits you, once that disease and heart attacks and strokes and you can't feel your arms, you're like, oh God, what's going on? Then you want to change. Some people still don't even change. It's like, well, you just gonna take it to the grave then, man. That's why I said the Most High destroys your temple, man, because you don't even respect it. But read where you're at.
Ecclesiastes 7 verse 12. For wisdom is a defense.
Wisdom is what?
A defense.
Yeah, wisdom is a defense, but let's understand what wisdom is. Wisdom is what? Class?
The correct application of knowledge.
Say it again and stand up and say it loud.
The correct application of knowledge.
Yeah, wisdom is the correct application. So that means you're actually applying this knowledge in your life, which causes it to become wisdom unto you and to others, because you can tell people now. Read.
And money a defense.
Money's a defense. Read.
But the excellency of knowledge is...
See, okay, but the excellency in knowledge, the most important thing, the most terrible thing in knowledge is what? I have these scriptures. I heard this good teaching. The brother said this and that. That's knowledge. Cool. Read.
That give it life to them that have it.
See, but wisdom gives life. So the correct application of knowledge gives life. So that's how we actually prolong our life, and how we make life life changes. What is it called? Decision changes. So you're changing up things in your life for the better, because you're actually applying the knowledge. Listen, you want to lose some weight, you want to feel a little bit more energetic? Well, listen, do these things. Stop eating meat at nighttime. Stop eating so heavy at nighttime. Stop hitting Wendy's. Wendy's is shit. Wendy's got them $1.99 menu. Shit. You hit that, you get a good $10 worth of food. Oh my God, you think you're on point. Next morning, feeling sick, drowsy, sides hurting.
Your wits aren't with you. And
yeah.
you don't wake up the next morning ready to go. You wake up like, why me? FML. You hit the snooze button 1,000 times trying to sleep it off.
Right.
That's where all this comes from, man. Think about it, how we ruin our day just from what you eat the day before. Because why? You eat something bad, and then you don't have proper bowel movement, so it just sits inside of you and just anchors you, and you feel all puffed up and bloated, and then you get all emotional and angry, and constipation is a mug. When you constipated, man, you just irritated and agitated, and you take it out on everybody. Then you wake up the next morning like, oh, I can't do this. Your feet hurt. They're all filled with water, and it's a cycle that we got to get better at breaking, and we got to do more. We got to interject more good things into our diet and lay off of some of these bad things. Again, eating candy ain't unlawful. Eating meat ain't unlawful. Eating cereal ain't unlawful. None of these things are unlawful. But we want to get back to discretion, moderation, and knowing what's good for our bodies.
Yeah, know what's good for yourself. Listen, a lot of people don't know what's good for themselves. We don't. That's why we eat the way we do. McDonald's burgers, we got lettuce on it. You go home. Oh shit, I'm gonna eat at the crib. I'm done eating out. You get your processed chicken nuggets. That's like a bag of rat meat. Chicken's chopped all up. Got that. I'm gonna throw some processed spinach with all the salt on it. I'm gonna do that. I'm trying to eat good. A little garlic bread that you get from the freezer. Slice that out. Have me a little piece of garlic. You think you're doing it, but the thing about it is that it's high in sodium, man. You know, so we have to start researching knowledge on how to do better, man, how to be better and how our body functions. And that's why we're going right into the systems of the body. You know, it might seem like it's extremely, slow and non-informative, but listen, how does your body work? Listen, here's a question. How do you actually ingest food? Can somebody give me the process of how your body actually processes food in your mouth?
I don't know.
Anybody in class? Anybody online?
Not digest.
That could,
ingest.
what is digestion process? Same thing.
So, okay.
Yeah, because it comes in with that.
Right. Okay.
The saliva breaks it down.
Huh?
The saliva breaks it down.
No, definitely. But there's a process that goes on whenever you eat food. Who knows that?
I don't know.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, right.
Does anybody know? Anybody online? Anybody online? Test that knowledge shot. Once again, what is the digestion process? Digestion. But it's just showing you that we should know these things. We should know how our body works, right?
I mean, you said if you said talk about the basis of the digestive process, that's just breaking down the nutrients from the toxins.
Yeah, but I'm going in like the
even more basic.
Yeah.
More basic than
like
that?
ingestion.
Yeah, even more basic than that. Like how
defecation.
Basically, what happens when you eat?
Goes out and comes. I mean, goes in and comes out.
Yeah, but there's a process though. What's the first process?
So
the first process, right? Huh?
Chew down.
Yeah. So the first process is this: you actually ingest the food. So you actually chew down. You ingest. You actually chew the food. You chew it in your mouth, right? See, you chew it, then you actually digest it through your trachea, right? Goes down. No, actually, it's your esophagus, right? Goes down into your intestines. Then you have your absorption, where it actually absorbs the food that you have, where it breaks it down to where it pulls the nutrients, the enzymes from the food, where it goes into your bloodstream. And that's what actually gives your body life. It gives your body fuel. Then you have the elimination, the defecation. But once again, it's just like the small thing. How does your body break down food? You know, and even with this, when it comes to like the absorption, what is your body absorbing from the food that you eat? What is in that food? Is it high in carbs? Is it protein in it? Is it vitamin C, vitamin D, B12? What's being zinc? What is it, iron? What is your body breaking down from the food that you're eating? Because we should know what we're putting in our body, because we understand what it's going to actually do to our body. What's the outcome? What's going to be the result of it? But this is a thing that we don't know. Nothing against anybody. It just shows that we have to know things, and especially for our children, because they don't really teach us in school. They don't teach solid diets or healthy diets. They teach you, like, listen, go into the lunchroom, get you a double cheeseburger, fries, applesauce.
Listen, the high school I went to, it had a Chick-fil-A in it.
Dang. What?
Yeah, it's funny. This is weird too. Both my high schools, I went to two different high schools. They both had Chick-fil-A's in them, and then one of them had a 7-Eleven in it, so you get all your little snacks.
Dang.
Oh yeah.
That's that Colorado status.
That was Colorado. Yeah, that was in Colorado, but I went to a school in New York. I went to a private school in New York. They had a Chick-fil-A in there too. Yeah. I was eating waffle fries from the jump, B. What's up?
I didn't know about Chick-fil-A until I got out here.
To Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been rocking with Chick-fil-A since high school.
Yeah, we actually had
20 years.
I talked to a guy today about Chick-fil-A.
They were new.
He was like, I never really seen Chick-fil-A. Like, there wasn't, it was just.
It wasn't big like that.
Now it was just the word of mouth. When cats started eating them chicken sandwiches,
yeah,
word of mouth, and they started going through like it was just.
When black folk got it, like that, that's the best chicken on earth.
Come on,
with an F.
A little fat piece.
Yeah.
Got that good piece of meat. Oh, come on.
Yeah, we had a Chick-fil-A in my high school. We had a Chick-fil-A in the cafeteria. We had a 7-Eleven that you could hit. And then you had the regular, the cafeteria food. Whatever they cooked that day, whatever the burgers, whatever. I mean, yeah, bro. You just had your little money, you go in there and get your Chick-fil-A up.
Fancy school.
It wasn't that fancy. That was a regular ass, that's like going to school here in Sugar Land. Yeah, that was the school, that's the type of district it was. It was a little bit better. It wasn't nothing fancy, just a bunch of white folks. Thought they was fancy.
Right?
Yeah.
Edomites, vagabonds. All right. The main systems of the human body. The first one we're going to go over is the circulatory system.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Schools have changed. We were taught about the food groups, balanced meals, etc. in home, but not home in home ec. Now, I took home ec, and yes, we weren't taught these things, but were we taught the right thing? Remember, we were taught how to eat like Esau.
Like we were taught pork is the other white meat.
Pork is the other white meat. You know, we were taught how to bake and do all that, but we weren't really taught a balanced diet, because even if you look at the food pyramid, that wasn't balanced, and that's why they had to revamp it into the food plate.
Right.
Where they took off certain things and more of this and more of that. So it wasn't that they gave us they didn't give us a balanced diet. They just told us what they thought was good for us. So remember, going back to that tradition, I took home ec. I mean, I remember taking home ec in like 5th grade all the way through, learning how to cook and do all that. You know, but they didn't really teach us what we needed to survive and what was good for us. What's good for our diet ain't good for Esau. And vice versa. What gives us energy or what gives Esau energy ain't good for us. They can live off of crack and Red Bulls. We can't live off of that. They can live off of bloody ass meat and sugar.
Right.
We can't live off of that. That's not good for our system. It slugs us down.
I actually had a conversation with somebody about that, about how, because we're under the curses and they're not, Esau can be like a Wolf of Wall Street, be coked out and all kind of go into the office feel like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Because I got these cats in my job, they're regular Edomites, but they all carry around these weed pens.
Vape pens.
Vapors,
No,
yeah.
they're weed though. It's weed.
It's weed though, yeah.
Yeah, it's pure THC in there, and they walk around like normal and fine.
Mm-hmm.
If you like say you were like an Israelite,
right.
you can't come in the office nowhere coked out. You gonna be out there right. You're on this and that, walking like you're discombobulated.
Right.
So the things they do, they can get away with it.
They call it the jewels. There it is, the jewels. It's the jewels. It's like a black thing.
Nah, they got some.
They got vape pens.
They got it's like the pure. They got pure THC.
No, I know. I'm talking about the pen that they have. It's black.
Nah, it's not. It's they smoke the tobacco ones too, but the ones they smoke like around the office be straight THC.
Yeah.
You zoom out. This is like 6-figure Edomites that you would never know. Like what? Like like it's basically the things they do. It affect us in a much different way. They can just get away with it. Like straight vile people.
They can be functioning alcoholics. We can't. Some of us try to be, and then we go into deep depressions and catch DUIs and destroy our bodies where they're just functioning. How the hell you a functioning alcoholic? That don't make sense. How you a functioning pillhead? You can tell when our people are high as hell or coked out or drugged up, because it's like, whoa, what the hell's wrong with you? And these other cats, Esau, these other nations, man, they be coked up and you like, oh, he just acting regular. He just acting like how he act. He acting wild. But they function like that. So remember, what's good for them? And yeah, they can walk around the office hitting vape pens with real weed in it, THC. Why? It's their kingdom.
Right, yeah. Go live it up.
This is their kingdom. They got a short time. So Satan is like, listen, everybody live it up. Not just them. They're trying to make everybody live that way, but they're the ones that, remember Psalm 73. There's no death in their bands, right? What David say, I almost slipped at the prosperity of the wicked. He said they don't die, but they keep growing and they get stronger. But how? When you coked out your mind and always high? Well, because it's your kingdom. This ain't our kingdom. This ain't our rest. You know, so we gotta be careful, man. The whole job is to destroy us every which way.
Yep. So going into the circulatory system. All right. So we're going to go through about 11 of them. Not really too much on the end. We're going to definitely touch on a couple. But the circulatory system. This is one of the. There's 11 systems of the body. This is going to be one of them. The circulatory system. It circulates blood around the body via the heart, arteries, and veins, delivering oxygen and nutrients to organs and cells and carrying their waste products away. It equalizes temperatures in the body, so it's the circulatory system. This is what makes the body move, man. Once that circulatory system is shut down, you're done.
Can you spell that for me?
Circulatory. S-R-C-I-R-C-U-L-A-T-O-R-Y. Circulatory. All right?
Can I, you know why this is very important? Somebody go to Daniel real quick, chapter 1. I'm not going to jump too far off. Go to Daniel chapter 1 and verse 4. You got that?
No.
But this is very important because you got to understand something about when it said Solomon had all the wisdom. Did he just have like all the wisdom on war? Or had he was just walking around just like singing about trees? Listen, Solomon had the wisdom on everything. He had the wisdom on the body, what to put inside of it, what to give it, how it functions. But even when you read about in Daniel and you read about the three holy children, they had that. Meshach, Shadrach, Abednego.
Oh, God.
They had this wisdom also. Watch. Read
1 and 4.
Read verse 4. Yeah. Go ahead, read verse 4.
Children in whom was no blemish.
Go ahead.
But well favored.
Read.
And skillful in all wisdom.
In some wisdom.
All wisdom.
They knew a little bit about everything.
All wisdom.
They were skillful in all wisdom. So whether it was your mathematics, your science, your if you want to talk about dealing with astrology at that time, they knew all of that. Go ahead.
And cunning in knowledge.
And what?
Cunning in knowledge.
And cunning in knowledge. They knew about everything. They knew about how the body functioned. Again, a lot of us don't even know how our food goes from our mouth to the toilet. It's important. You know why it's important? Because if you knew, you wouldn't get as sick as you do.
God.
If you knew how your body goes through its process, you wouldn't be as emotional as you are. You wouldn't be, you wouldn't have some of the ailments of the body that we carry around if we knew what to give our body. And all it does is take a little bit of research. It's right here on this fancy little device. You just Google it. Google it. Dial it up on the Google. Right? A lot of us don't even want to do that to get better. We don't even want to dial things up on the Google. We just want to stay sick because of our decision making ain't good. Read on.
And understanding science.
Wait. What they understand?
Science.
Now, I know that this science was a little different than what they teach in science class in this day and age, but it still has to do with the human body, human anatomy, the functions of the body, how the body moves, what the body needs. They understood these things as children. As children, they were children. Not only did they understand it, what's up?
I was talking to, I think it was our brother Ronnie the other week on Sabbath. I was saying the scriptures are the highest form of science. And I was breaking it down to him because the word science goes back from the Latin word scientio. And that just means knowledge that is of certain or certain knowledge. Mm-hmm. So we know these scriptures are real, so this is the highest form of science. It tells you about everything.
They tell you about, and not just a little bit. I'm not like a master, what do they say? I know a little bit about this, a little about that. Jack of all trades, master of none. Nah, you get all the wisdom. Go ahead.
And such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace.
To do what though? They were just standing there like hood ornaments? Like, look at them three little children there. They ain't got no blemish. They smart. Nah, what were they doing? Read.
And whom they might teach the learning.
They did what?
Teach the learning.
So not only did they know things, they taught it. They taught the science that they knew. They taught all the wisdom. Go ahead.
And the tongue of the Chaldeans.
Right. So they knew the language also. But I went there to show, because you made the statement that, some of y'all probably bored, like the body functions. Nigga, I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about how America's going to be destroyed. Right. But guess what? What about how your body is being destroyed?
Yeah, your body ain't gonna be able to be here until that day.
Yeah, you probably won't make it.
You ain't gonna see it.
You barely making it. You barely breathing to make it to next week. But you worried about America's destruction. What about your kneecaps? Right. The whole fluid in your knees and your bones rubbing together in your joints. Right. What about that? Look, we got to be concerned about the small things. Take no matter of ignorance, great or small. Or be not ignorant of any matter, great or small. Your body is not nothing to be ignorant about. You got to be, listen, it's your body. You know it. That's the most intimate thing that you should know. You should know your body left and right. I know if I eat cheese, instant headache. Yep. I know if I eat too much bread, I'm going to be bloated. I know if I eat too much meat, I'm going to be sweating. I know that about me. Y'all got to know that about you.
Somebody told me this in high school, and it made a lot of sense. It was a girl that was really into health back then. And she was saying that basically people will take care of material possessions.
Oh yeah.
Like way more than their body, and you can replace the tires on the car. You can replace the engine or the transmission. But how easy or how receptive will your body be to you replacing your kidney or your liver?
Yeah, when they put that damn pig lung in you,
God.
They put a pig valve in you. We gotta take care of our bodies, man. But we gotta know our bodies. God. You know your car. You know your shoes. you know your phone so intimately. You can flip through it with one thumb. Right. App to app to app to app for hours.
Right. You sending messages with slam and sparkles behind them. How do you do that? I just got
right, but you don't know your. Well, we got to know our bodies, man. It's very important. Go ahead. Where you were at.
You know, so and what I wanted to hit though too on that verse 4. Read that verse 4 again. Just one. I'm gonna show you. I like this.
For the top.
Yeah.
Verse 4. Children in whom was no blemish.
No blemish. How many children are born with blemishes? Yes. How many children are born with blemishes? Let's break down the word blemish.
Why are you doing that?
To mark with any deformity. It says to injure or impair. So it means to basically have some type of deformity or a defect. So a lot of our kids right now are being born with deformities. Hands like this, you know, coming out with different ailments. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, listen, missing toes, feet, ears. You got the kids with the look like a little rat face. I don't know what you call that, but they're coming out with deformities, man.
You got to think about this for a pregnant mother. If you feed your child sugar for the whole 9 months, your child is already dependent on sugar before it's even born. So when it comes out and you can't get it quiet because you're trying to feed it breast milk and it's like, nigga, no, I don't want breast milk, it's not sweet enough. Or it might be sweet because all you're doing is continuing that sugar. You got to see what you're doing to your child in the long run. Now when the baby has teeth, the teeth are already rotting because the gums and I mean, I could go through a whole thing on that about just the milk and what it does to a baby's gums and teeth. And then his baby teeth are rotted, but it rots all the way through the bone. Then the adult teeth. And then now he's running around, 15 with a whole mouth of silver.
Periodontitis, gums messed up.
Gum disease, gingivitis. Why? Because the milk that you provide the baby is filled with sugar. Wow. And that sugar is slowly ripping apart that baby's kidneys and organs. And then you have a baby, he's 5, and the nigga weighs 150.
Ooh, that's back in Maury shows, man.
Yeah, he's the Maury baby. And then you wonder, like,
feed him whatever he wants.
Like, why is she overweight? Well, because you fed her sugar from the time that she was conceived.
Right.
She was conceived in sugar. And you gotta see it. Like, what you give yourself, and then you have babies, that's what they become. Why do you think your hyperactive son or daughter is hyperactive? Well, because you slammed down a bunch of Mountain Dews when you were pregnant. I mean, come on. You slammed down a bunch of soda.
I'm not going to do the coffee, but I'll do the Mountain Dews.
Yeah, but you thought it was okay. Like, I ain't going to drink no alcohol, but I'm going to drink soda? Right. Like, stop. You better off drinking wine than drinking a bunch of soda. At least wine, is from a fruit and it's fermented, but soda is processed and sugar. You see how people they try to justify and outthink and manipulate the right way to do things. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna drink no alcohol because I'm my baby. But you drinking Mountain Dews and eating sugary foods and no type of fruits, greens. Come on, we got to do better. But the blemishes, that's where they come. That's where you get your mental defect. Why do you think we're all mentally defected? Well, you thought your parent. Listen, my pops. That nigga drank Mountain Dew to the point where it almost killed him. He was the Mountain Dew king. And back then, they didn't have no high fructose. It was real sugar. He was drinking Mountain Dew till he was getting migraines and liver shutting down. Like, he was on Mountain Dew. He would keep a case, 30-pack, in the back of the station wagon. At the ready. He drink it cold, warm, lukewarm. It didn't matter.
Mellow yellow.
The mellow yellow, yeah. But his thing was Mountain Dew. But think about what that breeds in us. These habits.
That's just like what you were saying. I remember a science project one time where they were doing the alkalinity. The lemon and the lime and water. It creates electricity. But they just took just a pinch of sugar and put it in there and the light
killed
it. So that's how our brain receptors.
Thank you. That's how your brain, the sugar kills the brain receptors. So your kids are bouncing off the wall. And you're like, Dad, you got a lot of energy. But he's running into the wall. Yeah. He ain't really running nowhere. Right. The nigga's running headfirst into the wall. You're like, Why are you doing that? Why are you kicking the door and kicking the dog in the face and like all the weird things that kids do? And you're like, oh, they're just being kids. No, they're not. They're high. They're high, literally.
And what you dropped was heavy because growing up, like I saw an actual, like a first-hand account of a crack baby. He went to our church, and this dude was like a crack baby, and he didn't grow out of it until he was like very well 10 or 11 or 12. Like he would just be shouting, like he had a sense he could talk, but he was actually a crack kid. Like he would be running off the walls, bouncing off the walls, and like just couldn't move.
Crack was in his blood.
Exactly. So that was heavy because his mom was on crack when she was pregnant with him.
Yes, I mean, think about it. If you on crack and you give birth to a baby, the baby comes out real messed up. Now, if you on sugar or on bad foods and you give birth to a baby, listen, the baby comes out messed up. Just because it ain't coming out deformed and the heart ain't all the way there, but guess what? Long term, that's where you get your ADD, ADHD. That's where your kids. Ain't no baby supposed to be born with asthma. Come on, man. Like, how's a baby born with asthma?
That's true.
How's a baby born with heart diseases? How's a baby predisposed to diabetes? It's a baby. Like, the nigga ain't even never ate nothing.
Right. He was clothed and packed in blood.
Well, he was eating what you were giving.
Right.
So, for you expecting mothers and fathers out there, and just people that got kids in general, man, like, listen, I seen a baby the other day, and he was there with me. This baby was 1 year old, and she was a vegan.
Oh,
on a raw diet. They had her on a raw diet since birth.
Right.
And I looked at this little kid, and I was like, what is she, 5? Not that she was big, because she was small. But she was running around and doing her thing. But the way her mind, you could tell she was literally looking at things and processing like, yeah, I ain't going to go over there because that's not the place to go. Or I'm going to walk over here. I'm going to look at you and just look you dead in your damn eye. Like, you can see her brain, like it was trying to function and really not do dumb baby things, like just pull and touch everything. We had a whole cart full of Egyptian bottles. She ain't touched not one. But she's running around and looking at things and trying to scope out. And I'm like, what do y'all feed her? It's the first thing. He's like, oh, we vegan. I was like, oh, yeah, I can see it. She ain't doing the dumb things that kids do when they just eat a lot of sugar and lollipops and McDonald's Happy Meals. She wasn't doing that stuff. I was like, wow, she's really processing. She got a function. She got a purpose in her head. But like Jeremiah was saying, when you throw sugar in their brain, it blocks the receptors. Now you sitting there wondering like, yo, what are you doing? They're like, I don't know. That's their because they really don't know. Y'all get that? We really don't know when we start feeding ourselves like that. I'm like, damn, why'd I do that? The sugar made me do it. The weed made me do it. This made me do it, right? Go ahead.
And that's what with the circulatory system, it delivers your nutrients to the body. So it's like, what nutrients though? Or what lack of nutrients? Like, what nutrients does your body need? Question.
All of them.
What nutrients? What nutrients does gives you energy? What nutrients, allows you to even sleep, man? What causes you to have, your body to be at, just homeostasis, man. Your body's not freaking out. But there's some diseases that come from circulatory system problems, and this is a list of them. So if you're dealing with this or some type of it, your circulatory body or system is jacked up a little bit. That's why a lot of people on they're on they call it rat poison, but it's
what was it, ricin?
No. What was that? That the blood pressure medicine. They call it. When I was in the military, they always. Nah, it's
You named it last.
I didn't name it last. I was mind blank. Long story short, the diseases: coronary artery disease, where your arteries are like blocked up, nothing can actually flow through. You have strokes, hypertensions, heart failure, aortic dissension, or it's called a aneurysm. So it's like your aortic is like in your neck. It goes up from your heart, one of your main veins, and it basically gets disconnected. Aortic
closed up.
Dissection. Myocardius and pericardius, which is basically inflammation of the heart. You got certain valves in your heart that flows blood. You have your atrium, your ventricles, and you have your bicuspid valve. tricuspid valve. So it's basically how the body is flowing through the blood is flowing through the heart. So whenever your valves are weak, you know, you got thick blood, you can't really open up, close, you start to have diseases like this, myocarditis. Then you got a cardiomyopathy. And I think cardiomyopathy, let me go on that real quick. Cardiomyopathy. Just to refresh my brain. One moment. But yeah, all these things, you know, the things that you put in your body is extremely important because your body is using that to distribute to your body to use for energy. So if you're you know, eating garbage, your body can't use that. Yeah, cardiomyopathy. It is, yeah, shortness of breath. Yeah, basically your blood's not flowing correctly. It says a disease of the heart muscle that makes it harder for your heart to pump blood to the rest of your body because your blood is extremely thick. That's why you have heart medicine, heart pills, because it allows the blood to thin the blood out to have the blood flowing. Give me 1 second. All right, and one thing that helps that, the circulatory system. What helps the circulatory system is going to be, write this down, maintain a healthy weight. You know, our people listen, y'all, obese, overweight, you have to literally look up online, see your height and your weight that you should be at. You know, even a lot of times on the website it's kind of like below, but it's still good to even check it. Whatever it is, you need to lose some weight, plain and simple. A lot of people need to lose weight, and that'll ease up a lot of things in your life. Your stress, your sleeping, your focus, your legs, your body be able to move a lot better. Another thing, listen, smoking. You still got a lot of Israelites that still smoke cigarettes, still smoke weed. That's why your body's slowing down. Lips looking blue. Your circulatory system is garbage. You're not getting anything, no type of blood flow.
Yeah, but they're in the spirit. Those be the ones that be in the spirit, but you ain't got no damn brain function. I mean, it's showing you right here. I don't care what you smoke. I don't care what as soon as you put any smoke in your body, you automatically destroy something like your blood flow. You need blood flow to the brain because we talked about it earlier. Blood flow brings what? Oxygen. If you ain't got no oxygen in your brain, that's what makes you high and retarded and loopy and lightheaded. And you're like, yeah, I'm floating on clouds. Well, I'm teaching the Bible. Like, it don't work like that. So you getting high, that's why you make dumb decisions and stupid mistakes.
I don't mean to go backwards, but I was just thinking about what you said about the babies. I remember I was on a raw diet when I was pregnant with the baby because I couldn't eat anything cooked, and the baby has never had any milk, like real milk.
Right.
So I was being like on breast milk, or I did the I tried all kinds of milks.
Yeah, you did.
But and he's still a vegan.
Nice.
And I was just looking at how he was yesterday. He's very observant, and for being so little,
yeah, he's another one. Yeah,
pays a lot of attention, you know, and he doesn't react like I have more kids. I know how they used to be when they were one. He pays attention. He knows already when it is, you know, when you say no, when he has to rush, when he has to hurry up or go up or down.
Right.
He's very aware, more than what I've seen in other kids, because I mean, when I was with Shariah, I wasn't eating right, but with this one I did, and yeah, he's very like, his brain is just.
It's fire because there's nothing blocking the receptors that when you say no, he understands. Oh, that's no. Let me not do that. Not let me rebel.
He knows when he can get away with it.
Yeah.
Point, but not playing. And I'm surprised mostly because he was born 3 months ahead of time.
Yeah.
So you would think that he'll have some sort of slowness because he still has to develop, but the fact that I was completely raw diet,
helped.
And then the fact that he's been vegan since day one, I can see how he's more aware than
other babies.
Even myself sometimes. Like he's alone.
She said even myself.
Yeah, he's more aware than me.
It's real.
He's always had good food.
Yeah, that's why he don't sleep. He don't need to.
No.
All that energy.
Yep.
I noticed that with me when I get off the meat and more like salads and just raw stuff, bro. Sleep ain't even needed.
You know, so great. You know, I think back. You know, even when I first came to the
was
school,
vegan?
I was vegan. Listen, I was vegan heavy, but you know, listen, I would get up in the morning. I would have clients at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I work on my clients at 4. I would work out, and then I would come home. I would go to school, do my thing at school. And if it was a Friday or a day, I'll shoot to the mall. If it wasn't, switch up clothes, hit the class.
You had the energy.
Late night, shoot back.
Yeah.
Over and over, and it wasn't even bad.
Yeah, you had that energy because there was nothing in your system blocking. You were able to. There's a few things that were happening. You're able to absorb what you need to absorb because of the type of food. Nothing blocking the brain. You were getting the right amount of sleep, the right type of sleep. People don't understand that the food affects your sleep. You're trying to get into that deep REM sleep where the eyes and you dream and all that. A lot of us don't even get into that. So your body is not repairing itself. Your mind is not resting from all the thoughts. So what happens? You wake up groggy and mad because you're like, damn, I don't feel rested. Right. But it starts with your diet. It starts with what you eat. It's very important. It's key. Think about it. Again, you don't water a plant with soda. You don't water a plant with nothing but water. We're like plants. Don't the Bible say that a man is like a plant?
God.
Does it say a man is like a plant planted by the rivers of living soda? He's planted by the rivers of Mountain Dew. Come on, man. It tells us that we're like plants. I know it's symbolic, but it gets deep in that symbolism. It gets deep. We're like trees, man. What do you give trees? Water. That's all we ever needed was water. A little wine, a little strong drink. Can't leave that out, right? But there was a time. There was a time that we didn't say strong drink, nigga, every night. Right. Like, bro, I know it says it's for to make the heart merry. Every night, brother? Nah, not every. Like you gonna bring that choler and that anger. That's what acidic beer does. It brings that choler. Right. Too much beer, it does the same thing that meat does. It's just liquid form because it's acidic. Yeah. So and it's toxic. Acidic is toxic. So, yeah. Wow, what's up?
You just reminded me, like when you were talking about the no sleep. Remember when I did that long fast? I did it for like about 2 weeks.
With no water, with no food, just water?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Man, I was up all of the time. Yeah. Like I was probably literally sleeping only 3, maybe 4 hours a day, but I was full of energy as far as like alertness. I was feeling kind of slow when I got moving around, but it's just my mind just was staying up all the time.
Now imagine if you would have put if you did eat, you didn't do you stopped doing all the meats and breads and burgers, you did more vegetables. Mm-hmm. How much better you would function. And all the sodas and vitamin waters and all that stuff. Imagine how your mind would just be. Yeah, man. Go ahead.
What's up?
I'm really into herbs and stuff. I've been kind of herbs for years, but if brothers have issues with circulatory problems, Go-To Cola is very good for that.
Say a little bit louder.
Go-To Cola is very, very good for circulatory issues.
Go-To Cola.
Yes, sir. You can.
Let me see that. We got a relative up in the school.
Don't lie.
Go-To Cola. GOTU. Brain and nervous system support. God. Okay. Talking about for the circulatory.
God.
Right. Yeah, you got the ginkgo biloba.
I got that too.
Yeah, that's good for memory. Bro, you know what you can take too for all that? Blueberries.
Ooh.
Blueberry diet, bro. That'll get your mind.
I heard it. God.
Yeah. If you just do blueberries, but you got to do it for months straight though to see the effect. It says it fights Alzheimer's disease, things like that. I mean, these are the things we got to watch out for with the foods that we eat. You don't want to be 50 having damn dementia. You can't remember no scriptures. How good of a teacher you gonna be? How good of a wife you gonna be? How good of a mother you gonna be? You can't remember your kids' names. Go ahead.
So it's things that help that circulatory system, like the brother was bringing out, but as well, listen to exercise. I'm gonna tell you one thing. When it comes to the body system, there's no pills. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with this, but when it comes to just the body in itself, listen, it talks about healthy diet and exercising on majority of everything. And that's something that the Black, Hispanic, and Native American don't do. We don't eat right and we don't exercise. It's funny, man. We think that our body is this freaking ultimate warrior machine that can take us through numerous battles, 12-hour shifts, 24-hour no sleep, and it's going to be cool. No, your body's going to break down because you're not doing anything for it. You're not priming it. You're not refining it. You're not literally doing the same thing that you do to your car. Gas, oil change, transmission flush, tire rotation, brake pad change. You got your thermostat change, now your car. So all those things you do to your vehicle, you have to do to your car. But it talks about exercising 30 minutes a day, most days of the week. Listen, if you can't, at least try something at home. If anybody needs a workout program, hit me up. Hit me up on, I'll send my email. I can send you out a workout program for the house. Easy, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I already got them planned. I already got them out. All I have to do is just send it. And, get at least some type of exercise to get your body flowing, to get your sweat glands moving, the toxins out of your body, and allowing yourself to feel fresh, man, feel a little bit different. Whenever you exercise, your body literally breaks down a lot of those bad toxins that you have in your body, and it allows your body to at least work with something, man. Because think about it, most of us are doing this while we do nothing. We just walk to work, we sit down in the chair, we get up, we walk to our car, we go home, we clean up, we eat, we go to sleep. And there's nothing strenuous, there's nothing that's improving your body any type of way. So if you need that, I'm available, hit me up. All right, so that's 30 minutes a week. All right, and it talks about avoiding trans fats and saturated fats. All right, so trans fats and saturated fats, which are often found in processed foods and fast food. So again, a lot of these processed foods is anything you can find in cans. Canned food has a lot of sodium because it's preserved. When you deal with food in the freezers, it's preserved. So try to get a lot of fresh food, your fresh vegetables, your fresh fruit. Try to stay away from the frozen fruit. It's still preserved. Some of them may just be frozen though too. So, or you can actually buy the fresh fruit and freeze it yourself to know that it's frozen or without any type of salts or anything like that. But let me go into this trans fat. All right. So your trans fat. It says avoid trans fats and saturated fats. Trans fats are going to be your cakes, your pies, your cookies. If y'all like them Debbie cakes, them double chocolate cookies, Oreos, lemon meringue pies, stay away from that, especially with frosting. Most cake or cookies mixes, most cookie and cakey mixes. When it talks about your biscuits, that's another trans fat. Breakfast sandwiches, margarine. Sticks or the tub. Margarine is not too good for the body. Stay away from that. There's still some other healthy oils, man. You have a lot of, you have your grapeseed oil. You have, you got a lot of oils that you can actually substitute rather than these margarines. Your crackers, your microwave popcorn, cream-filled candies, and your donuts. Listen, if you're a real donut connoisseur, if you're going to Shipley's, all right? You only can go to Shipley's once a week, man. Do have some discretion, but it's showing that these trans fats aren't good for us, for your circulatory. Whenever you feel like you're about to faint, your heart's starting to pump, it's because we put all this stuff in our body and our body can't digest it correctly. All right, those are trans fats. When you deal with your saturated fats, you have your dairy foods, butter, cream, your milk, your cheese. You deal with your meat. There's a lot of fat on meat. You got fat cuts of beef, pork, lamb. You got salami, processed meat, sausages, and the skin from chicken. Everybody loves chicken skin, fried chicken skin. Woo! Dip that in some barbecue sauce with some ranch. Ooh, yes. You also got the chipotle hot sauce, whichever you like. Listen, stay away from it. That's the trans fat or saturated fat. All right, and you got your lard as well. Listen, my grandma was raised on that, man. No reuse grease. Keep it in a little butter container. Shoot, put that in another pot, get it popping, but that was deaf in a pot, man. Didn't even know it. All right, so now we're gonna switch to the digestive system. Which is the mechanical and chemical processes that provide nutrients via the mouth. So your digestive system is the mechanical and chemical. So mechanical is what? How you actually chew the food. You're chewing on it with your teeth. You got your tongue that slides it down. And you got your mechanical or your chemical, which is the saliva that's actually being that's in your mouth, the enzymes, and that breaks the food in your body, all right? So it provides nutrients via the mouth, esophagus, your stomach, and then to your intestines, and then it eliminates waste from the body, all right? So these are some symptoms that you have a bad digestive tract. You have a lot of bloating, belching and gas, nausea and vomiting. You know, a lot of our people have this belching and gas. You know, you farting all the time, you burping up all the time, acid reflux. Listen, that's your digestive tract is jacked up. And actually, I'm a victim of it, man. I've had acid reflux since I was young. But why? My dad had the 39-cent hamburgers, had liver, had hamburger helper, had your yams with the pork in it, or actually yams with the turnips with the pork in it. You know, so a lot of foods that we would eat was actually bad for the body, which caused these different type of, you know, ailments. Nausea, vomiting, acid reflux in your mouth, fullness during or after a meal. Like me, everybody asks why I eat so slow. Gosh, I'm full already. I gotta let the body relax. I got all this gas in my body, man. You know, so this is something that I'm trying to beat because it runs. Listen, my grandma has the same thing, man. It's sad. All right, you got the gargling stomach, burning in your stomach or upper belly pain. You know, maybe you got them belly and gut pains, man. Listen. There may be something going on in the digestive system. You know, some things that could help that. You could eat a little bit more fiber to cause your body to actually excrete all the things that's in your belly. You got some chia seeds, your flax seeds, acacia, your omega-3, 6 and 9, coconut oil, flax, hemp seeds. You got some probiotics, which is fermented foods. You have you know, some other enzyme drinks as well. Wheatgrass, carrot juice, cucumber, ginger, apple. All those things was actually to help your digestive system. All right? We're going to kind of run through these. Anybody got any questions on the digestive system? Circulatory. You got your endocrine system. Endocrine system. Which, huh? Yeah, E-N-D-O-C-R-I-N-E, system. Endocrine system. Anybody know what the endocrine system is?
Isn't it responsible for like your thyroid functions and man, it's been a while since I read this. Basically your hormonal functions, I believe.
Yeah,
okay, come on.
Definitely, there it is. Endocrine system and your hormones provides chemical communications within the body using hormones. You know, and that's one thing when it comes to this good old U.S. of America is that there's a lot of emotional imbalanced people. Bipolar, you know, you're straight one minute, you just snap the next. Yeah, your diet, man, the things that you're putting in your body's not able to process things correctly. That's why you have an imbalance, all right?
It goes back, think about it, all that surfeiting and that collar, it goes to that anger.
Yep.
What does it say about anger? Right, anger rests in the bosom of fools. So, but a fool does what? He eats bad. A fool don't understand his body. He don't understand moderation and discretion. You see how all these things work right back into what we always talk about? Even when you deal with the spiritual, it works right back. The physical works right into the spiritual and vice versa. They work for each other. What you got?
Ecclesiasticus 30 and 25. I don't know. It says, a cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
Hey, wait, whoa. Read that again.
A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
Yeah, a cheerful and good heart will have care because he knows, wait a minute, this is what's keeping me cheerful. My diet and my meat, my moderation, this is what's keeping me happy. This is what's keeping me not sick because of my good diet, my good eating. My good sustenance that I'm taking in. This is what's keeping my wits. This is where I'm able to get some good sleep, wake up, and be good the next day. Read it one more time. I like that. Where's that at?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 30, verse 25. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Very powerful scripture. That's good.
30 what?
30 verse 25. Yep. So y'all got that right?
You know, and that was right on point because, you know, even with that, it says, read it one more time, please. I like that. Oh.
A cheerful and good heart.
A cheerful and good heart. You know, because this individual cares about himself. You know, you think about it, man. A lot of our people don't care about ourselves, man. We such in the dumpsters through work, stress. We don't give a damn about our health, man. That's why we eat the way we eat, because that's our substitute, man. How we eat it makes us feel good, rather than understanding that life, that we should be controlling our emotions and what we do in life, rather than allowing our food to be that comfort. You know, there's a lot of comfort eaters, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why their diets is out of whack. You start to have a little problem at your job or relationship. Oh, let's break out the Debbie cakes. You pull a bag, somebody underneath the bed, like, yeah, I have my secret stash, and it's about that time. And these niggas in here, man, these niggas don't, you know, that's what make you feel good. You know, but it says, read that again.
A cheerful and good heart.
Yeah, cheerful and good heart. Come on.
Will have a care of his meat and diet.
Yeah, man. You would want to live longer. You know, and it says cheerful, man. Our people are sad. We're sad. You know, that's all we find comfort in eating. I'm gonna have me that PB&J sandwich with chips on it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna have throw the Doritos in the chip sandwich.
Peanut butter and jelly?
Peanut butter and jelly. Listen, any sandwich you put chips in it.
Not any.
Any sandwich.
Only turkey.
Come on, you over here making exquisite. Now I know some of us are hungry. Don't get me wrong. Now there's some cats that just overeat though. They love that. They make some fabulous dinners, you know. But you know, we have to see that there's a lot of reasons why our diet's off. And number one is because we don't feel good about ourselves, man. So we use our diet to justify how we want to eat, man. You know, and as we're reading through the scriptures, there's a brother that made a comment, man. I think it was the brother Mustafa. He made this comment. He said this lesson shows the wisdom of the word and how it is the key to life. Many don't understand how powerful the word is in all areas in our lives. And that's beautiful, because the word is supposed to bring us to life. Give me Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1, because it just wasn't talking about just your spirit. Think about it. Your spirit could be on 10, but how is your spirit on 10 when your body is on level -2? Like, you can barely walk. So how is your spirit happy? And you can't walk, you can't breathe, you can't even use the bathroom correctly. You pushing out, you think you got to push out an intestine. You pushing out so hard. You're like, God damn, what kind of rock is this I got in my intestines? Read where you at.
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High.
Read.
And the law that endureth forever.
Right.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
Yeah, you're going to come to life, man. You're going to come to life when you keep these discretion scriptures. When you keep about this, you know, a cheerful and a graceful heart takes care of his diet. About not refraining yourselves from your appetite. When you keep this whole Bible, it does what?
Shall come to life.
Yeah, it comes to life, man. Read.
But such as leave it shall die.
Yeah, those that leave this, man, is going to die. And that's what's going on with our people. They're literally dying daily. Spiritually, and most important, and definitely, give me Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 18. Because, yeah, Ecclesiastes 1 and 18, because, read where you at again, Shaddai?
This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever.
Right.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
Right.
But such as leave it shall die.
Yeah, you're going to die, man. You're going to die in your filth. You're going to die in your mire. And then when you go see the Heavenly Father, he'll be like, listen, you should have got on that diet that the brothers told you about. You should have got on it. You should have did. Listen, you should have, all those commercials that you've seen about, don't you want your life to change? Don't you want a better life? Listen, exercise a little bit. You should have went ahead and went through with that. Read.
Ecclesiastes chapter...
No, keep reading us about.
Gone.
And
verse 2.
Max.
Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it.
Yeah, take hold of it, man. Take hold of this knowledge. Because the knowledge is all throughout the Bible. And it's vast. That's the beauty about it, man. We have this. We should be ashamed of ourselves. You know, and I'm not saying I'm just putting this to everybody. It's looking at, I'm examining my own self. We should be ashamed of ourselves, because we have all this knowledge. We have all this, the light and wisdom of how to deal, that we should be the top individuals on this earth. The Most High said we were set apart, Deuteronomy 7 and 6, that we were set apart above all people in everything, diet, dress, the laws, standard, everything set us apart. Read.
Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
Actually walk in it, man. Walk in the things that you know that's right. Walk in this healthy eating habits. Walk in the discernment for what's good for my body and what's not good for my body. You know what I'm saying? Walk in teaching your children that, listen, I know the other kids eat a lot of candy, but candies aren't good for you because you know why? I know you want to be big and strong like Samson. I know you want to be big and strong and you want to be fruitful like the beautiful women in the Bible. Ecclesiastes 31, you want to do all these things. Well, you can't eat candy to do that. Read.
That thou mayest be illuminated.
That's the only way we can shine bright. But a lot of times we're walking in darkness just like the world, man. We sit just like them. We look just like them. There's no difference. The only thing is that you do have knowledge, but no wisdom. Because why? Wisdom is the correct application of knowledge. And that's what we're trying to bring back. We're trying to apply the knowledge that we have so that we have this illuminated life. That where everybody can see it. Dang, your skin is shining, girl. Yeah, I've been eating carrots and, I've been on my juicing and, I've been doing these different things to illuminate me because, listen, them hamburgers ain't doing it. Them hamburgers don't get through the pores. They stick right there in them guts. Yeah, they don't burn out through the pores, but this juice, listen, juice just goes through your body. It fills you up. It gives you the nutrients that your body needs. And listen, and you lose weight. Dang, girl, I got to try that. That's what has the nations, when they look at us, be like, dang, this is that great and wonderful nation. This is because these are the laws and sections that we need to do. This is the discretion that we need. So this is what we should be doing and implementing in our lives so that other people can see that.
Real quick, go to Wisdom of Solomon. We go here a lot, but it's only fitting. Wisdom of Solomon 9:15. Wisdom of Solomon 9:15. Just to kind of backdoor on that, Ecclesiastes 30 and 25. And just a few points that he was making. And it hit me. Read that real quick. Please. Wisdom of Solomon 9:15.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, verse 15. For the corruptible body.
For the what?
Corruptible body.
For the perfect body?
Corruptible body.
Go ahead.
Press it down the soul.
Wait, what does it do?
Press it down the soul.
Yeah. You got to think about it, man. When you feel like, oh, I'm overweight, I'm fat, I'm this, I'm that. When you feed yourself for comfort, what's supposed to comfort us? Scriptures, first and foremost. But if you comfort eat, I'm gonna eat to soothe myself. You're corrupting your body because you're not comforting yourself with a salad. Let's be real. You ain't comforting yourself with no fruit. It's something sweet. It's something chocolatey. Caramelish. Right? It's probably in the form of a triple meat. Right? It's something fried. It ain't nothing healthy. So you corrupt your body. Go ahead, and what does it do?
Body, press it down the soul.
Wait, what does your corruptible body do?
Press it down the soul.
Yeah, because now you're sitting there wondering in your head, like, what's going on with me? Man, I'm getting big, I'm getting fat, I'm getting overweight. I feel my corrupting body is starting to weigh me down. It's starting to weigh down my mind. I know I should exercise, but I can't get up to do it. Then you start worrying. Then you start worrying about your health. You start worrying about all the ailments. It starts to press you down. But hold where you at. Go back to that Ecclesiastes 30 and 25. I like that. It's very important. Hold where you at in that Wisdom of Solomon. Ecclesiastes 30:25.
Ecclesiastes chapter 30, verse 25.
Go ahead.
A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
Right. Why? Because his body is not being corrupted. You see how the reverse? His body is not being corrupted, so his corruptible body ain't weighing down his mind. His mind is cheerful and light because her body is cheerful and light. She's able to function. When you get out of the bed, when you hop out the bed and you hear all the bones in your body crack, you got to start stretching. You got to start moving those joints and getting some lubrication in between. And as soon as you feel the first pain, you're like, oh my God. And your whole day is out the window because you're like, okay, it's going to be a day filled with pain. It starts to weigh you down. But that cheerful heart, he ain't worried about that. He worried about, I'm waking up early. I got my wits. I'm ready to go get it. She's bouncing around. Like, what the hell's wrong with that sister? Why is she always happy? Well, It could be the fact that she's eating right. It could be the fact, why is he always in the spirit? Why he always moving and looking so light and got so much energy? Well, it might be the fact that he's eating right. He's eating right in two ways. He's studying and he's eating physically right. He's feeding his spirit, but he's feeding that body. He's not corrupting down his body. Go ahead.
And the earthly tabernacle.
What?
The earthly tabernacle.
That's what it is. But it's an earthly tabernacle, but we feed it unearthly things. You processed foods aren't earthly. They're processed. They're make-believe and made up. They're GMO. They're made in a factory, made in a lab. We got to get back to feeding our body earthly things, the things that come from the earth. Go ahead.
The earthly tabernacle weigheth down the mind that museth upon many things.
Yeah, because you're sitting here wondering, like, how am I going to get right? How am I going to move around? Am I even going to make it past the age I am now without having to go to the doctor for some other ailment? You worry, like, you know my biggest worry is, like, my teeth. My biggest worry is, I'm like, when is my teeth and my eyesight going to go? I got 32 teeth in my mouth with no cavities. And I can see. I mean, Israel Wear. I mean, I can see. I got good vision. ISB, HBK, News Board. I can see. I can see far. And I'm sitting here worrying like, man, but the only reason why I got to worry about that is if I feed my body the wrong things. If I'm sitting there eating chocolate all day, or drinking soda all day, or drinking things that's going to destroy eyesight, or eating things that destroy the eyesight instead of, give me some goji berries, that's good for the eyes. Carrots, good for the eyes, beta-carotene. If I'm worried, I'm only going to worry about it if I'm not doing the right thing for my body. You see that the earthly tabernacle, it does what?
Weigheth down the mind that museth upon many things.
Yeah, the last thing we should have to worry about, man, is our health. It's already right here for us. It's like nobody in here worries about, like, am I going to eat pork today, right? Nobody worried about that. Or am I going to sleep with my neighbor's wife? Ain't nobody worried about that, right? We graduate from all that. Just like how we shouldn't have to worry about, am I going to make it to C37? Am I going to make it to be 40? Am I going to catch a heart attack in the next 5 minutes after I shove the burger down my throat? The whole burger without chewing it. Or a whole box of pizza. These are the things that or when is my next toothache flare-up going to happen? We shouldn't have to worry about that. We shouldn't have to worry about how many ways am I going to be sick tomorrow. We shouldn't have to worry about that. We should be worried about how am I going to please the Most High. Y'all get that? Where we at? That's it? Was that it on that? That was it on that. Go from where it go. Let's jump back to where he's at.
The endocrine system. Going back, it provides chemical communications within the body using hormones. So we're going to kind of run through this because there's a lot. All right. Endocrine glands release hormones into the bloodstream. Endocrine hormones help control mood, growth, and development. So, if you're moody, if there's things going on, your endocrine system's off, straight up. Demons, all of it. Yeah. All of it together. The endocrine hormones help control mood, growth, and development. The way our organs work, metabolism and reproduction. It says the endocrine system regulates how much of each hormone is released. All right, so symptoms of hormonal imbalances. All right, I'm gonna do in women. All right, it says heavy, irregular, or painful periods. All right, osteoporosis, weak, brittle bones, hot flashes, night sweats, breast tenderness, indigestions, constipation and diarrhea, acne during or just before menstruation. That's hormonal or the endocrine system. All right, your hormones is kind of off. All right, and ways to help that. Plenty of exercise. Once again, it's the same. Keep going, the same thing, man. Plenty of exercise, a nutritious diet, and make sure that your body is on point, man. See the doctor, get your blood ran. See what's going on in your bloodstream. See what you got is your white blood cell count low? Is there certain hormones that are high? So these are things that you have to check up on. But again, it still goes back to the same thing. Exercise, diet. Exercise and diet. All right? We're going to go to the third one. It's going to be your skin. So it's the integumentary system. Integumentary system, all right? That's your skin, your hair, your nails, sweat, and all other excrete glands. All right. INTEGUMENTARY. All right. So this is all your skin, your nails. Listen, we've seen people in the mall with yellow nails. And you know what they say? Oh, I don't like to drink water. Yeah, that's why your nails look like that. Look like a witch. Nails look just sprinkled up, man. Looking sick. All right. Ways to help that is to keep. Once again, this is hilarious. Bathe every day and wash your hands regularly. Now, if you really want to go deep, see if I got this book with me. I don't. It goes into about our customs. Listen, Hebrew Israelites, we were not cavemen. We weren't vagabonds like Esau. We weren't sniffing cow butts. We weren't allowing them to pee on us to get wisdom. No, that wasn't us. We were actually decent, law-abiding, morale people. We took. Let me go on. Next time I'm gonna read this book, but it goes into about the baths, right? Our people took baths before dinner and after dinner. How many baths y'all take a day? You know what I'm saying? They took a bath before dinner, after dinner, when they woke up. So they took multiple baths a day. You know what I'm saying? But this is another reason why, you know, our skin is slightly thrown off. We don't nourish our skin. It's dry. You don't throw no shea butter on there to juicing it up. You don't throw no coconut oil to, you know, lather it. Well, not Esau. Esau, listen, they just dry as hell. I don't need to put on lotion in. That's why if I slap your hand, your skin will fall off. It'll crack off. You know.
Or it'll cut you because it's like dry. It's just dry and brittle.
I had this one eating my throw on some oil. Sound like he was with sandpaper. I was like, God dang. Skin is looking sick, man. Looking like a piece of pig skin. You know what pig skin is? God. I know you ever eat them skin. That's what the skin was looking like, man. But it says, you know, bathe every day. Eat a healthy, well-balanced diet. Examine your body on a regular basis. A lot of people don't know what's going on with their body, man. You start having blots and scratches and lumps and things like that come up on you. It's been there for 2 months. You know what I'm saying? But we have to examine ourselves and understand what's going on. Your skin coloration, texture, red in some spots. You know, even your side. A lot of times your organs will start getting hot. Feel your body, man. See if your body's cool, hot, certain areas. You know, check your blood pressure. You can check how many heart rates you have. Listen, you do. You can check how many your heart rate. You can do it like this. You do however many beats. Let's say you do it for 15 seconds. You time it times 4. That's your heart rate. All right. You do it for 30 seconds. You times it times 2. That's your heart rate. So you can understand where you're at. But these are other things that you should be checking out on your body.
The color of your tongue.
Yeah.
The color of your tongue can tell your health. And tell you if you're. I forget the colors, but I think it's yellow, white. You don't want your tongue to be black.
Ooh.
But could they do that with babies too? The color of their tongue tells like the health. If you're lacking nutrients, the color of your eye white, the whites of your eyes, if they're yellow, you might be developing sickle cell or there was another disease. Jaundice. Yeah, if you're jaundice, your body tells you. Your body, listen, if you get like bumps, if you got bumps, they used to call them heat bumps.
Right.
But that's some type of, there's no heat bump, man. There's such a thing as a heat bump. Right? Yeah, you got those body bumps, something's trying to escape through your pores. You have too much of something in your body trying to escape. The body tells you. The tabernacle tells you that way it needs to be cleaned up. We just got to pay attention.
Right. Going into the lymphatic system. All right, lymphatic. Oh yeah, another thing when it comes to the integumentary system, avoid wearing things that are too tight for your body. That's why. Oh man, there's so many females out there, males out there too, but more females. Listen, y'all out there with yeast infections. Leggings is super tight, just sucking everything like it. Listen, I can't let you go. You know. Once again, breathe, man. That's why women wear dresses, man. Let your body breathe. Your legs. You got pores.
Yeah, that's why the Most High gave us the functionality, like the dress. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was allowing you to breathe. But even our garments, they weren't like you're running around with skinny jeans and real tight shirts, sweater shirts, where your navel is exposed. I'm talking about guys. That wasn't us, man. we were able to breathe. Our garments allowed us to breathe so that when you sweat, your body can release chemicals and you don't start developing rashes and all these different things. Everything that the Most High gave us was for functionality for us to prosper. We got to understand that, down to the damn clothing.
Yep.
Down to our clothing. Everything was breathable, the different material. He said don't mix fabrics, right?
Because that linen.
Because what did linen do? Well, we weren't supposed to mix linen and wool. Because the linen kept you cool, wool kept you warm. So if you mix the two, now you got confusion. You're going to be lukewarm.
Yeah.
Most High going to spew you out. Right? So it's like that with everything that the Most High gave us to function. If we kept things for its proper use, we'd be better off.
Lymphatic system, all right? The immune system. The system comprising a network of lymphatic vessels that carry a clear fluid called lymph. Defends the body against pathogen viruses that may endanger the body. So a lot of times, you got over 700 lymph nodes in your body that flare up. A lot of your lymph nodes are going to be in your arms, your pits, your groins, your neck. Whenever those start to flare, that means you have some type of infection in your body, something going on. Ways to help that out: drink plenty of water, exercise regularly. Once again, eat healthy. You have a lot of different foods that build your immune system. Vitamin C, kiwi. You have zinc that's good for the body. You have Yeah. You have a lot of different things that are going to be that can help your immune system, because a lot of us, and I'm actually about to get this Muculus free book. I got to get that. Why? Because man, you got to get things under control, man. It's tired of hocking up loogies and sniffling. I got to get down to the base of what's going on. So the Most High has given us this knowledge and understanding. Let's use it. All right, let's go down to the muscular system. Muscular system enables the body to move using muscles. A lot of y'all don't even know what muscles you got. You know what I'm saying? If you start running, your body might just, you got that butt muscle, like, dang, what is that? Oh, that's that glute muscle. You must have forgot about that. But the thing is that we move a lot on our body, and, we don't train it. If we actually exercise, do some small things, some squats, do a nice little walk, brisk walk during the day, it gets your body right, man. This is what carries you during the day, all right? So some things that can help that is your diet again. It's a balanced diet of your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. Protein feeds the muscles, what I'm saying? Even carbs give you energy. Your fats lube your joints, so you're supposed to have a balanced diet with that. Your diet helps your muscles strengthen, repair themselves, and function properly. It's important to include protein, carbohydrates, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals in your diet for healthy muscles. All right? Add the following foods to your diet for muscle health. Protein. All right? Muscles are mostly made up of proteins. It's important to include protein in your diet to replenish what is lost during workouts. And everybody thinks you have to have a big piece of chicken to get your protein. Listen, there's vegetables that have protein in it. Plain and simple. You got incomplete protein like quinoa, which is a grain which has all your amino acids that basically combines to be protein. It's good for you. So there's a lot of things that you can take in rather than, let me go to GNC to get my powder. Come on, man. Powder was never meant to go into your body like that anyway. So that's why, and that's even harder for your body to digest. Cats over here shaking up stuff and like that, man, stop it. Get you some natural food, and your body will be able to digest that, and it'll send it straight to your muscles. Drink a lot of water so that the nutrients can actually be flushed to your body. All right, you got your carbohydrates, provide fuel so you can perform physical activities. Listen, a lot of times y'all are extremely tired, because your diet is off. You don't even know what carbs are. What's a carb? What's an example of a carb? Healthy carbs.
Well, I can tell you what it does.
What's a healthy carb?
Like you just said, apples.
What else?
Orange. Pretty much, there's a lot of vegetables that give you healthy carbs.
Yeah.
But you could get heavy carbs from like pastas and stuff like that, of that nature. But what it does is
incomplete carbs.
Huh?
Those are incompletes.
Yeah, but your body breaks it down and turns it into sugars.
Yeah. That's why and that's another reason why there's a lot of overweightness, because we eat all these foods at nighttime, all these carbs, all these sugary foods at night. You know what happens? Usually you're supposed to eat those during the day to burn it off, but at nighttime when you eat those you don't burn it off because you know what's happening. You eat that food, watch a little Netflix, ooh, get a little drink, ooh, feet up, you going to sleep. Your body's not able to burn that. So now, rather than your body burning or using that energy is turned to fat, straight sugar. You know, so that's why a lot of us are, you know, we're listen, I'm trying to tell you, if you change your diet, oh my goodness.
Listen, anything that your body can't recognize is automatically stored as fat.
Yeah.
So high fructose corn syrup, your body doesn't recognize it. I keep harping on that because, listen, if you look at the ingredients on everything, bro, high fructose corn syrup it's in everything. It's in salad dressing. They put it in salad dressing. That's supposed to be healthy. They even put it in Italian dressing. I'm like, why? It's vinaigrette. But your body takes that and stores it as fat because it doesn't know what to do with it. So every time you eat, any fast food that you eat, the only thing that you get the energy from is the lettuce. When you tell them hold the tomatoes, you're screwed. Ketchup ain't tomatoes. That's salt and mushed up paste. Right. So you just got to see it, man. Everything you eat, it stores it as fat, and you're like, well, I'm eating healthy. I'm only having one. I'm only having two, but it goes automatic. Your body is already programmed to say fat, 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 fat. And then you don't exercise on top of that.
Why my body look like that?
Yeah, you don't exercise, but then you keep eating bad. Your body is just going to store things as fat. Anything it doesn't recognize, stores it as fat. Y'all can look into it. I mean, I don't sleep, man, so I be doing a lot of researching. That's what I do.
Fats. You have your fats, all right? Unsaturated fats. You have these fats are good fats. It's walnuts, flaxseed, fish oils, peanut oil, olive oil, but it's good in your muscle recovery. You know, I remember one time I used to work out a lot, and I used to eat avocados after workouts. Oh my God, that did something to my body. Yeah. Avocado, my body started to warm up. I was like, oh man, what is this? It's that new boy, that superfood.
It's a hug.
Yeah, man, it was beautiful. You know, so there's things that you have to start recognizing about your body that's good for your body and that's good for you. You know, and once again, it's just discipline. Like the scripture says. Let's go to it. Wisdom of Solomon. Who got it? Who got it? Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6 and verse 17.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6 verse 17.
Because this is all it takes. This is all it takes. Read where you at.
For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline.
Yeah, the very true beginning of wisdom, man. If you want that, it says it's the desire of it, man. You have to desire. Read that again.
For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline.
Yeah, you gotta be disciplined, man. If you want this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you gotta understand how to control yourself, control your eating habits, control your mind, control your emotions. This is the beginning of the knowledge, the beginning of the wisdom. Read.
And the care of discipline is love.
Right, man. You know, everybody wants to eat good, but you gotta have discipline to have it. But with that discipline, it comes love. You have to love what you're doing. You have to love yourself, man, to even discipline your body, discipline your flesh, to understand, like, listen, flesh. Because your flesh, you're basically your flesh, man. Your spirit against your flesh. Like, flesh, listen, you ain't finna have that hamburger today. You ain't finna have that Cinnabon. You ain't finna have them waffle fries. I'm shutting you down. Why? Because I love myself more than you. I love myself more than what you want. You want to kill me. Satan want to kill me, man. I'm going to say it like Christ. What is it? Get back. Get thee behind me, Satan. Y'all got to talk to yourselves, man. Because them little food demons be coming. You know what I'm saying? Them little snack demons come.
Church mode.
Yeah, you got to. You got to get spiritual, man. You know, but it first starts with discipline. And that's the same thing when it comes with discretion. Discretion is discipline. And that's what it's all about. It's all about understanding what's good for you and what allows your body to process at a higher optimum level. All right? You know, and the sad part about it is that, you know, this world, you know, we can have excuses. Well, everything's GMO, but you still can at least try to live right. I mean, what are you going to do? Eat burgers for the rest of your life till you die?
Yeah, because I hear that. Well, everything's bad for us. They taint everything. No, you can still find things. You can still find things. We know the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. We know that, but there's still ways around Just because they taint almost everything don't mean you got to go to the worst end of the spectrum.
Right.
Just because everything, we know they GMO the fruits, they GMO, they make fake lettuce, they make fake. We know that, but that don't mean I got to go to Whataburger and make that the food of choice. I can still I gotta take my chances with the salad, the GMO salad, the GMO onion. I rather the big old red ones that should never be that big. I take my chances with that than the processed meat that's gonna back me up. You see what I'm saying? We understand that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. They've corrupted. I mean, what, you gonna stop breathing?
The earth is defiled.
Think about it. You gonna stop breathing? You still breathe, right? The dirty, filthy carbon monoxide in the air. You still breathing all the. You take a breath walking through traffic. You was smoking all that. You hit up all that damn car exhaust just to get a breath in. You ain't gonna stop breathing. So think about it. Why go to the worst part of the food source when there's always something better? You see that? You got your hand up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when you want them good fruits and vegetables, you gotta go to Issachar.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of people pass up them carts, but every chance I get, when I see them out there, I'm passing them, I go ahead and load up because they still have the food, seed in it, and everything else.
There's one that sits right here on 6th. It's like 6th and Belford. He be there every day. Watermelon, all types of fruit. Mango every day.
And you go right here on Missionary Frontier, right in front of the gym.
Mm-hmm.
In the Chevron parking lot.
And he be there. Yeah.
Yep, and that's why, the thing about it is that we were talking about earlier about our family. We never get on fruits and, veggies. Now it's everything opposite. Meat, beans, rice, liquor. We got to get our life right. Give me 2 Ezra 16 and 21. Because we understand that what's going on right now is there's not too much good food out here, but there is though. You might have to hit a farmer's market. You might have to hit your Whole Foods. You might have to set up a prayer. You know what I mean? Make sure that the food's on point. Read where you at.
2 Ezra chapter 16 verse 21.
Behold,
victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth.
Read that again.
Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth.
Victuals is food. Victuals means food, but it's already telling us, it's prophecy, man. It's telling us that it shall be good, cheap upon the earth. And that's exactly what's going on, man. Because everything's so cheap, you're like, shit, I'm gonna get that $1 burger. Nah, man. Keep reading.
That they shall think themselves to be in good case.
But you're not in good case. Even though it's so cheap, you're not. That's why I said, it's too expensive to go organic. How you know? Have you been? Have you actually been for a week or a month?
It is expensive.
I know, but what I'm saying is that, listen, our people, y'all buy shoes for $300.
I get what you're saying.
You excess in all these different areas. But I'm gonna say this though, you can still eat organic and not it be too expensive. You don't gotta go out there and get you can get some nice lettuce. You know what I'm saying? You can get your onions and make or your pastas. You can make big dishes off of organic foods. You don't gotta have all this organic meat and get this organic cheese and all this. Man, you better eat simple. You better eat the same way you did while you was broke. Listen, you do the ramen noodles. Beans, you do your
beans and rice.
Beans and rice. Listen, you better get your garbanzo beans, which is good. You know what I'm saying? Garbanzo beans is actually accepted via Dr. Sebi. For your Sebi lovers. Garbanzo beans is on his list. You can get those out of the bag or fresh, whatever you need be. Your meals have to start being, you may not have these elaborate 5-piece meals. You got your dip. That's another cheap thing. Avocados, man. Make some avocado dip. That'll fill you up. Avocados is good, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta have no chips. Throw some lettuce on it. Huh?
Oh yeah, you're right.
You got lentil chips. You ain't gotta have potato chips. You got the lentil chips, man. You got all these different things that you can supplement and switch or substitute, from your regular foods. Because I know the comments are gonna come. Oh, it's expensive. Yeah, but it's expensive to go to Whataburger. Shit, Whataburger, you getting paid $20 for 2 burgers. Go ahead.
Or it's more expensive when you end up with these high doctor bills because you done messed up your body.
Yeah, you gotta go to the doctor. You gotta get a checkup. You gotta get a scope down your colon, down your throat to see what's going on. That's 10 G's right there. So I told my dad had to get a scope. I was like, shit, paying all that money, man. You could have been got yourself together just off the simple dietary facts, man. You gotta stop eating them ice creams at night. You like to eat your ice cream with honey buns and milk. You know, you go get you with a little Jack in the Box burger, fries. Like, you too old for that, man. You don't even work out. And you short, man. It's horrible.
Jack in the Box is gross.
Yeah, let me see. It says seeds now have no treated non-GMO seeds, right? Starter at 99 cents, and you can get a lot of seeds. Oh, okay, yeah, different areas and stuff like that. You know, listen, if y'all really want to get deep with it, go to the Dollar Tree or the 99-cent store. Go to the 99-cent store, the bigger ones. Oh, they got groceries up in there. Think I'm playing? I'll go get me a bag of salad. You know what I mean? Huh? I get you some tomatoes, get you some cucumbers. They got stuff up in there, man. You know, a lot of times we just lazy and we want to keep on what we're doing, but you know, there's ways to eat healthy. Listen, I was even when I was vegan, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I was eating expensive though. I had it, but you know, there were still meals that I made that were simple, that you know, that were very easy to do and wasn't too expensive, man. Put your brain together, y'all. If y'all can pay bills on time, you can make you inexpensive organic meal, plain and simple, healthy. You know, keep reading.
And even then shall evils grow upon earth.
Right.
Sword, famine, and great confusion.
Yeah, man. So there's a lot of cheap food out there. Just because it's cheap, it's not good for you. Remember that. Let me give you just some small details about proteins in plants. Spinach is high in protein. Kale is high in protein. They say broccoli is high. You know, they say it's a hybrid, but listen, it's green. And listen, it got some type of nutrition to it. You got your carbs. You got quinoa. You got wild rice. These are all black rice. Black rice is another good rice to have. I used to cook that. You know, so it's about getting back to that. You got your fats. You got your olive oil, coconut oil. But with these olive oils and coconut oils, they say you should not cook those. They say you should not. Huh?
Yeah, don't heat them up.
Yeah, no heating with the olive or coconut oil. But you can cook with grapeseed, sesame seed, hemp seed, and avocado. All right? Again, those are grapeseed, sesame seed, hemp seed, and avocado. That you can actually, grapeseed is actually pretty good. It's expensive, but what's up?
Why would that put the
I guess you're not getting the nutritional value out of it. It kind of cancels it out, just like whenever you do with like spinach and kale. If you cook it too hard, all the nutrients is gone out of it. So to literally get the nutrition out of it, they say it's better without cooking it or heating it up.
So you were saying a good replacement for us if we cook oils, grapeseed oil is just cool.
Yeah, grapeseed
so we can heat up the grapeseed oil. And okay.
Grapeseed oil, sesame seed oil, avocado oil, and hemp seed oil. Yeah, hemp seed, man, you can find a lot. Listen, hemp got a lot of good products, man. Hemp seeds, hemp hearts, high in protein. Were you gonna say something?
Hemp milk.
Hemp milk. Oh, come on, yeah, hemp milk is beautiful. You know, and there's a lot of things that we can implement, man.
The olive oil, when you heat it up, it destroys the omega-3 fatty acid. So that's one of the benefits of olive oil. So that's what that omega-3. That's part of the things that goes up in them joints and lubricates you. When you heat it up, you strip it of its properties.
So like the olive oil, like you know, like how they use it for like dipping the bread.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that bad for you?
No, they say it's good. If it's not heated up.
You can like drink olive oil from the jar.
It's not heated.
You can't overdose on olive oil.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend just start pounding it, but you can literally do that.
Yeah.
Coconut oil, the same thing. There's no. Obviously, they're gonna try to find negatives and say, yeah, it's negative to eat too much coconut oil, but I haven't seen any bad effects. I mean, I've eaten coconut oil out the jar. Just scoop it, scoops. It's that good fat that you need.
It's also inflammatory too. So when you anti-inflammatory. I'm sorry. So when you and it gets rid of the tartar around your teeth too. You switch it around after you brush your teeth. You leave it in for like 3 minutes. You just switch it around consistently. You can swallow it or spit it out, but it gets rid of all the bad crap around your teeth as well.
Perfect. You know, black seed oil. Black seed oil has over like 101 benefits. Just taking that, it increases your blood flow.
You said black seed oil?
Black seed oil.
Okay.
Has over 101 benefits. Take it every morning.
Every night too.
Yep, every night too. That stuff been having me just juiced up. No coffee, nothing.
So we got testimonials up in here. Brothers getting off coffee and hopping on black seed oil. Black seed oil. Shout out to you. All right. Now let's continue. We're going into the nervous system. I'm gonna just give a brief account about the nervous system. Collects and processes information from the senses via nerves, brain, tells the muscles to contract to cause physical action. So a way to help that out is a balanced, low-fat diet. Vitamins, B6, B12, all energy, has like all your vitamins in. Listen, get some sun, man. Vitamin D is good for you. A lot of people, we go from our house to our job, from our job to the car, to the grocery store, back to our house. Get outside, get a nice little walk in, get some vitamin D in your life. The sun itself is for you. You're melanated. You got some complexion. The sun is made for you, man. We shine, all right? Drink plenty of water and other fluids. That's for your nervous system. All right, you have your renal system, which is a system where the kidneys filter blood. I heard of a good thing even with the kidneys. The flush is, oh man, I didn't write it down. It was a plant that you can put into your water.
Burdock root?
Say it again?
Burdock root?
Nah, it was something simple, man. It was a brother from Trinidad that told me. And actually, I looked it up and it was on point. Okay.
Soursop.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely soursop. You know, soursop kind of is a superfood, man. You know, it's good for everything. But you know, our system needs to be flushed out, and our kidneys, it filters our blood, man. So you know, still even with that, drinking a lot of good water, get your system moving and grooving, get the nutrients moving, and that'll filter your kidneys.
Even the papaya seeds,
right?
That's a good kidney cleaner. If you got it'll prevent renal failure, which is kidney failure, and it'll help jumpstart. So but you gotta be on that for a while. But papaya seeds does that.
Going in the bag, ladies and gentlemen.
Alfalfa is good for your liver and kidneys.
There it is.
Good for it. Yeah, it's restorative properties.
Alfalfa does what?
It has restorative properties for your kidney and livers.
There it is. So alfalfa, organic pills restores the properties in your kidneys and what?
Liver as well.
And your liver, all right? We got your reproductive system. Sex organs required for reproduction or offspring. You know, with that, once again, healthy diet, exercise, drink a lot of water, man. Plain and simple. You know, you got to get out there, man. If it's only 15 minutes, again, if you need some type of plan, hit me up. I'll throw my email out there. Hit me up, and we can make it happen, all right? A couple more. We have your respiratory. Respiratory is like your lungs, your trachea, what allows you to breathe. The lungs and the trachea that brings air into and out of the body. You know, you breathe in oxygen, you breathe out carbon dioxide. You know, so that's just the process, all right? A lot of people got problems breathing, really because you're not getting the airflow and blood flow to your lungs. A good thing with that is going to be exercising. Again, exercising does a lot, man. Exercising with the diet, with the balanced diet. On to the next. We have your skeletal system, all right? Your skeletal system is basically what supports your body. Bones supporting the body and its organs. You have rib cages that support your organs. You got your femur, your legs, your feet. You know, all these different bones in your body. You know, we don't think about those. We don't think about how to enrich those. We don't think about, you know, how to keep those strong. Good foods for that: kale, collard greens, high in iron, calcium, and protein. You need it, man. Kale and collard greens. Somebody need to make a pot of collard greens out here, man. We need it. God. Give me Ecclesiastes 1:18. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 18, man, because, you know, we're going over this just to bring it back to, you know, examine yourself, man, if you're healthy. You know, it says examine yourself, are you being in faith, but examine yourself if you're healthy, man. Examine yourself if you're moving at the optimum energy and you know, mind frame that you want to be for the Most High. Because at the end of the day, we're doing this for the Most High and for our people. And ask yourself, are you doing it, you know, the right way, man?
But this is part of the examination of whether or not you are in the faith. Yeah. Remember, it says the corruptible body weigheth down the soul.
All right.
So if your body is weighing you down from performing what the Most High has us to do, which is, you know, for the brothers teach and preach and be bearers of the word. If your body can't bear it, then what does that do for something? they lose faith. They lose faith. You know, you got brothers that they'll all the ailments will take a hold of them, and what happens? They can't be around the strength. So then what happens? They get weak. Right? Why you think Yahweh Shai said visit the sick? Because they can't come to you, you gotta go to them, you gotta be the strength to them. But a lot of brothers, they get sick, and what do? They gotta pull back because the health can't sustain what we do. And what happens? They get weak, they lose the faith, they start to self-condemn, they start to examine themselves the wrong way, and they self-condemn themselves.
They get angry, they blow up quick.
All the emotions start to hit. So the examine yourself, this goes into it. It's a physical examination also. This is part of it. This is part of, you gotta remember, it's a balance. There has to be a balance on everything that we do. So where were you at?
Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 18. The fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom.
Read that again.
The fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom.
Yeah, it says the fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom. And you know, whenever you start, you know, wanting to obey, and you see what the scripture is talking about, is refrain from your appetites. You know, have some discretion on your meats. Why? Because it's gonna have this choler, angry emotions, death, destruction, your temple being broke down. You start listening to what the Most High is telling you, man. But it's a crown of wisdom. Read.
Making peace and perfect health to flourish.
Make it what?
Peace and perfect health to flourish.
Yeah, if you just listen, man. If you take heed to what's being said, man. You know, if it's from the priest, from the doctors that you have around you that the Most High put up, because we're going to go to that too. But that's what gives you perfect peace and perfect health to flourish, man. It's to actually abide, not doing what you think you want to do. Because obviously what you wanted to do got you in a position of being ill, decrepit, imbalanced in your health. You know, so read.
Both which are the gifts of God. And it enlarge their rejoicing that love him.
Yeah, man, having health and peace is a gift from God, man. And if you don't have those, ask yourself why. Why? We're not implementing the knowledge. We're not implementing what the Most High has given us. And, you know, especially if you're hearing this, man, you know, the Most High wants you to change, man. You're not watching this for no reason. You're not watching this in vain. I don't care if you're the healthiest person. You know, there's still some things that we can always change about what we do to even to move around better, to be more spiritual, man, to make sure our brain is functioning. You know, so give me Proverbs 3:1. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 1, because the Most High is telling us in the scriptures that he wants us to have perfect health and peace, man. He don't want us to be decrepit, ill, on deathbeds, in the hospital bed. You know, you at the house bent up, just can't move nowhere. You gotta have somebody bring you bottles of ice water. You know, rub your neck, your back. He don't want you like that, man. Where you at?
Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 1.
Somebody give me Joshua 1:8.
My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments.
Yeah, forget not the law. The law is the whole Bible. Read.
For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee.
Hold on, read that again.
For length of days.
Nah, short life.
Length of days.
Short days.
Length of days.
Read.
And long life.
Short life.
And long life.
Nah, long life. Read.
And peace.
Come on, man. That's what we all want, right?
Done.
I mean, you can actually say, like, dang, this wicked society? No, I don't. But even with that, you know, you have to, we all want to depart, but we still have to be here for others, man. But while doing that, we have to be in the tip-top shape of ourselves, or the best shape that we can be in, man, mentally and physically. But the Most High said, when you pay attention to what I'm giving you, the knowledge, if you pay attention and apply that in your life, you're going to have long days. Read.
And peace shall they add to thee.
Yeah, and peace, man. You're going to have peace in your life. Because the Most High wants to give us that, man. But it starts with what we eat. Because our forefathers knew how to eat. They knew how to have discretion on their diet. You know, they didn't, or on the foods. They didn't have to bust open, you know, an Eggo at 8 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? They didn't have to have the grits and the oatmeal. That's going to keep me until about lunchtime until I have my, you know, my double Whopper sandwich. No, you didn't eat all that, man.
Grits ain't wicked.
Oh, I love grits.
Double Whoppers ain't wicked. None of these foods that we're talking about are wicked. We don't want y'all to feel like y'all can't eat. or that y'all can't drink, just understand what we're saying about the excessiveness and the moderation. And, you know, again, examine yourself, look at your health, and say, do I need these things? Are you done with where you at?
Yeah, sit on that one.
Can I get one? Did we already go here? What's Ecclesiastes 37:27? Oh, we did? Okay. What you got?
Yeah, give me Ecclesiastes 38:1.
Ecclesiastes chapter 38 and verse 1. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him.
Yeah, man, the Most High has given us information through the web. He's given us all these herbalists via the what do you call it? The conscious community.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's given us all these individuals that we can find about, you know, what beet juice and all these different things do to our body. The scripture says, honor the physician. And those brothers that are herbalists, they're physicians, man. These brothers the Most High set up. Read.
For the uses which he may have of him.
Yeah, because there's a lot of uses that we need from these herbologists, man. From these doctors that the Most High has blessed you with. If they be at the VA hospital, if they be at your corner store, the Most High gonna bless that doctor, man. Bless his hand. But we have to start using these things rather than just be like, I'm not gonna worry about that. Until your whole right side goes numb, you look at yourself, just, I knew I should have went to the doctor. You're able to boo-boo on yourself.
Well, you wanna get to the point where you want to do the things in your life before you get to this point right here where you got to give honor to the physician.
Yep.
But this physician ain't talking about like the herbalist. This is talking about like, now I got to go to a medical facility.
Right.
So before you get here, you want to listen to the class and say, okay, let me cut back on the meat. Let me cut back on the sugar. Let me be moderate. Let me have discretion. Because now when you get here, you in surgery mode, getting cancer cells cut out. You know, you getting a foot amputated because of diabetes. You don't want to get to this point where you got to go see the physician. It's already here. It's already laid out here for us. It's what to eat, how much of it to eat, when to eat it. It's already all here. So before we get to this point, where now we got to go to the physician because my bowels are so blacked up, and then what does he do? I remember one time I went to the doctor. I had gastritis. I didn't know what the hell that was. But I was eating so much bad food. Bro, he gave me a pill the size of a rice ring and charged me $300. It cured me, but I was in pain for days. I couldn't believe it. I never had to go to the doctor. I don't like going to the doctor. That's not me. But I was eating so bad. All that meat that I was telling y'all about, a lot of beers, a lot of drinking and fast food, gastritis. And remember, ITS is inflammation. So my bowels were inflamed. And it was just gas, but it was giving me real bad pain.
IBS.
He gave me not IBS, not irritable bowel syndrome, gastritis. Yeah. But he gave me a pill so small, and he charged me $400. I couldn't believe it. I wanted to shoot myself. Like $400 for this? It worked, but I'm sure there was some better eating I could have did to not get to that point. You see that? All right, go back. Read on.
For the Lord hath created him. Verse 2. For of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king.
Yeah, man. So, you know, the healing comes from the Most High, man, that he puts upon these individuals. But once again, like the preacher was saying, is that you don't want to get to this point, man, to where it's like, well, I guess this is after all my indulgence. This is where I'm at. Listen, stick it in me. I need it. Yep, come on, man. IV, all these different things, you know.
Or cut it off.
Yeah, man. Amputees. Oh, it's sad, man. Breathe.
Verse 3. The skill of the physician shall lift up his head. And in the sight of great men, he shall be in admiration.
Read.
The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
Don't abhor the medicine that the Most High has put in the earth. You know, like I see somebody put on a turmeric. Oh yeah, come on, man. Turmeric, ginger. These are all different spices that we need. Cinnamon. You know, these are definitely spices and foods that the Most High has blessed us with, that we can apply in our life, in our drinks, and our food. Read.
Was not the water made sweet with wood, and the virtue thereof might be known?
Read.
and he has given men skill, that he might be honored in his marvelous works.
Right.
With such doeth he heal men.
Yeah, man. The Most High is giving all these men, you know, all these talents to help us in our sickness, man.
And we got to understand one thing too. If you're too far gone, this is what this is saying. If you're on the brink of dying from diabetes and all these different ailments, you're past herbs. Yep. You need to go get on insulin or whatever it may be. You're past the point of the herb because you abhorred it. So now you got to go deal with the physician. If you got a bullet lodged in you, ain't no herb fixing that. You got to go see the physician. If you going blind, ain't no herb gonna fix that. Reverse blindness. You gotta go get you a pair of glasses. So we gotta see how there's a lead up. We don't want to get too far gone to where now, you know, you gotta go see the physician to get something corrected. Where there's herbs and medicines and foods that are preventative. Y'all understand that, right? So I'm not saying that going to the doctor is wicked. I'm not saying that seeing the doctor is wicked. You got brothers and sisters that think that, like going to the white man for his medicine is wicked. Yeah, but if you about to die in the streets, you got to go see him because he got IVs, he got surgeons, he got surgical techs. He got to sew you up. So you can't do what you gonna sit there and bleed out. You gonna sit there and just die of organ failure, sepsis? No, you gonna go see him. So doctors are not wicked. Food is not wicked. Bear ain't wicked. Meat is lawful.
Wasn't the apostle Luke a physician, if I'm not mistaken? One of the apostles, I think it was Luke though.
I'd have to look.
Yeah.
I'd have to look into it. I gotta look.
No, I'm not. No, yeah. I'm just thinking. Because like are you saying they're not wicked?
No, they're not.
One of the apostles. I mean, because I don't like doctors either.
I don't either. But going, there's no wickedness in going. If you have to go, you gotta go. Again, if you listen, if you are diabetic stage 30, and as soon as you look at a piece of candy, your sugar goes all the way out the roof. Listen, man, you pass herbs. You might have to go get some actual strong medicines to regulate that, and then you could maybe wean yourself off the medicines into the herb. But you can't. You already abhorred the herb, so now you got to give honor to that physician. You got to show up. What's going on? Well, doc, this is what's going on. Your colon is backed up with all types of fecal matter or whatever it may be. You got colon cancer. It ain't just gonna heal itself. You know, it ain't just gonna heal itself. You gotta go see the doctor at least to tell you what's wrong with you. And then you go from there. So I just want to make that disclaimer.
Yeah, last scripture, go to Ecclesiastes 18 and 20.
You gotta disclaim a lot.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 18 and verse 20. Before judgment, examine thyself.
Yeah, before judgment, examine yourself, man. Examine, you know, how you've been living your life, man. You know, we're on health tip, but this is on everything, spiritual, you know. But as tonight, your health, examine how your health's been.
Damn.
How have you been treating your body? You know, how have you been, you know, cleaning up the Most High's temple? How have you been handling your borrowed state, your borrowed body? How have you dealt with that? Your rental car. You know, rental car, what you gonna do? You just gonna drive around just donuts. You got the dog in the back, you know, just throwing up, peeing, pooping. All that. No, you're taking care of that rental car.
Some people do that.
They do. But as for us as Israelites, we don't do that. We're supposed to take care of our body, take care of our temple. Read.
And in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy.
Yeah, you're gonna find mercy from the Heavenly Father, man, on the day of visitation. When he come to see you, when you come to see your Maker. Day of visitation. Read.
Humble thyself before thou be sick.
Read that again.
Humble thyself before thou be sick.
Yeah, humble yourself before that sickness come upon you.
And some of us are already on the verge. You're a half a M&M. You're a half a piece of candy away from being sick. You one bowl of cereal away. You gotta wake up, man. Y'all gotta see it that. It's telling us right here, humble yourself. Why? Because in your mind, you're thinking that, yeah, it don't matter, I don't care, this is what I want, this is how I feel. But is this what the Most High wants for you? The Most High said he got thoughts of peace, not of gastritis and choler.
Right.
Right? He said you got thoughts of peace, man, not of evil.
God.
So you can't give evil to yourself and then think that that's how it's, that's just, I just have cravings. That's just how I am. That's just how I eat. That's just how I feel. That's how I was born like that. There was nobody born with a damn sweet tooth. Sorry. That was inherited through bad eating from your parents. There's nobody born like, I'm just a super carnivore. I got to eat all the meats. No, you got that from nobody telling you, nope, put down the 8th steak. Nobody was born like that. You got to remember, everything we inherited. So the scriptures are saying what? What are we humbling to? Are y'all humbling to me? Nah, it's wisdom. Humble to the discipline. Humble to the wisdom that's trying to keep you right. Y'all understand that?
God.
Finish it.
And in the time of sins, show repentance.
Yeah, that as well, man. But once again, humble yourself before you're sick. In the times of sins, show repentance, man. Because we've been living a life that has been uncontrolled. Has no discretion. We've been doing what we want to do, but we're better than that. Deuteronomy 7:6. We were chosen above all the nations upon the earth, man. Separated, chosen. So we're built different. So you should be ingesting and keeping on yourself and knowing what will allow your body to continue, for your family, for the brothers in the streets. Listen for everybody around you, because your body's not for yourself, man. You're a prisoner, man. So you gotta give yourself unto the wisdom, or to the knowledge.
Any questions?
Lots.
Anything online? Another good class, man. A lot of jam-packed. I mean, this was a 3-parter, so a lot of information, a lot of things y'all can go back and research for yourselves. A lot of things you can study on health. A lot of things you can look up and see what's good for yourself. What's good for you? They got anything online? A lot of comments.
I have a question.
What's that?
So for breakfast, if I don't eat, I get sick. So what should I eat? Because that's the only thing I really eat is cereal.
Oh, you're the cereal person?
I'm the cereal person.
Cheerios or Lucky Charms?
None Cheerios.
Oh, so this is the thing. Try a healthier alternative. Something like I know you're pregnant, so there's healthier alternatives. Listen, she was a vegan during her pregnancy. Con? Now I'm sure she can share with you.
She's told.
Oh, so then the scriptures say, read that again. What does it say? What is the last scripture we just read? It says, humble thyself before thou be sick. So you gotta remember, Most High speak once, say twice. You gotta say, you know what? Let me fight the flesh. Listen, pregnant women, y'all have stronger demons on y'all when it comes to appetite, right? The baby don't want pickles and ice cream. The baby don't want that. The baby don't know what that is. Come on, man. The baby don't want the things that you're saying that the baby wants. You want it. But that's a justification. So all it really is just doing it. Discipline, right? The whole point about discipline is this. What do you have? What did all of y'all just get in this whole 3-part class? Without me taking forever. What did y'all just all get? No. What'd you guys get? Who knows?
How to properly keep the temple.
Right. You got a bunch of knowledge. We just gave you a bunch of knowledge. Now you got knowledge, you got something, and then you got wisdom. What's right in between knowledge and wisdom?
Application.
Application, which is what?
Discipline.
It's discipline. No, you got wisdom. Oh, excuse me. You got knowledge, you got wisdom. Application and discipline is right here in the middle. If you don't have the discipline to apply it, then you don't have the wisdom. All you got is a bunch of words on the paper. So y'all are getting the knowledge, but the application has to come through you saying, let me stay disciplined. I know I want to hit Honey Nut Cheerios, right? But is it going to be beneficial? Is it going to be good for me? You got to discipline your mind and say, no, little baby, right? If you blame the baby, No, little baby, we're going to eat something better today. And you'll see. Listen, you'll be less tired. You'll be able to move a little bit. You'll you know, less agitation, less stomach pains, all that stuff.
Big on it.
What's up? I know you want to talk. Reed, go. What's up?
No, your discipline is your application of the knowledge, because once you get the knowledge, then you got to show forth your discipline, and then you're going to show that you understand it. If you're not able to apply, then you lack the understanding. Then you don't have any understanding. But if you can apply it, then you have understanding. You're showing that what was written on paper, you can apply it, which is practical in life.
Right. I think I said that.
I just wanted two things. Like, in this country, everybody's labeled what breakfast is.
Right.
We don't have to eat breakfast stuff.
Right.
Right. That's
what I'm about to go into.
You can eat
anything.
I mean, usually because I wakes up and eats a salad. That's his breakfast.
Yeah.
You know, so we don't have to have eggs and oatmeal and potatoes. Like my kids, they don't eat breakfast. They just go and find food because we don't eat meat at the house.
Right.
So we don't have this like what's breakfast meal. We eat eggs at maybe 6 in the afternoon because that's just eggs.
It's just food. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. People put the label on things, but you know, you want your first meal of the day to be something that's going to promote energy and promote you being light and being able to move around, and especially being pregnant. You know, you carrying more weight. You know, the baby. You remember what you eat, what you feed the baby for 9 months. That's what that baby's gonna come out and want. As soon as it comes out, she's gonna be crying cereal. Cheerios. That's what it's gonna sound like. It's gonna sound like she's saying Cheerios. I'm serious. You gotta really see it. So if not for yourself, do it for the baby. Be disciplined for the life that you're bringing forth. You know, it's important, but then that goes into a whole nother class that we can go into about bearing one another's burdens and being here for one another and sacrificing ourselves for one another.
On that note, I would say too that this is nothing on your family, but it's easier when the husband is on board, because I would you know, I didn't want to eat anything bad because I was worried about my son, but the fact that because I eat the way he eats was always an encouragement. You know, if he always wants, let's have a salad, let's have this. Besides the fact that I wanted my son to be good, because what I told her is like everything you eat is the big eating the juice of it. So if you're eating, I don't know, a soda, like she was drinking something red one day when she first was pregnant, and I was like, this is all red 40. She just injected her 40
into this brand new little fetus.
Yeah, but it helps when your family, all of it, eats like you, because it's really hard
when it's just you.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, I'm having a hard time doing that now. If my house ate wrong, I'll probably be bigger than what I am. But I'm not gaining more weight because everybody in my house eats the right way.
Right,
it's really hard to just be the only one eating the right way.
Right, so that means that the husbands, you got to take control of your situation at home and say, listen, this is what we're gonna do. That's what I had to do. I was like, all right, we ain't eating no more meat like that. We don't stop buying it. Eggs, we don't need milk. We're done. I had to lay down that because I seen the benefits that it was gonna do for my family, for myself. So I couldn't be the only one. I know how it is. When we like, because it be happening sometimes. I'm like, man, I'm about to go home and eat a salad. My ribs like, let's get burgers. And I'm like, oh God. And I fall right into the trap. Where sometimes it's vice versa, but sometimes we're like, okay, nah, we're gonna go drink some soup or salad or this or that, and you know, but you want to be more in that mind. So it's support. We gotta support one another. Yeah,
I'm gonna say one thing. Just you with breakfast. I'm trying to, you know, one good thing is that's why I stopped eating in the morning. I would force myself because my mind would be like, get something to eat, get whatever. Listen, juice. Get some good juices in. You know, look up some good. Like I say, kale is good in the morning. I do a kale, green apple. You can throw banana in there, and you can throw water, and that's pretty fat. If you really want to get saucy, do a sweet potato. Sweet potato with some type of hemp milk. It's thick. It feeds your body with carbs, gives you energy. So that's another route. You know, or you can even find out some type of another type of blended. You know how Jamba Juice has that bowl, that puree bowl. Blend up some fruit, do like a puree thing, throw a little granola on top, and that should hold you. You know, so there's a lot of different other.
We just gotta remember that she's she's pregnant, so we gotta be careful, and she gotta eat. You know, she gotta eat. Right. She's eating for 2, but that don't mean you gotta eat that.
Yeah.
You can definitely eat a good balanced diet and still get what you need, and you know, get the taste you need, and still get the energy you need. You just gotta. You got all the. You got it. I know she's like, damn. I ain't trying to eat no broccoli all day. Right. Anyway, no questions online. No questions. All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us. Again, another good class. We'll be back for the Shabbat on Friday.
God.
Right?
God.
From 6 to 9. So, just want to throw it out there real quick. They got to put up the announcements. We got Hanukkah coming up. I believe that starts November the 30th. I'm saying it now because we're going to forget, and then by the time we remember, it's going to be the 29th. So, throwing it out now. November the 30th is a 7-day feast. So, we're going to get prepared for that. Con?
Done.
Yeah, Hanukkah's starting on November the 30th to December the 6th, I believe. Yeah, so 7-day feast. So, look out for that, and we'll keep y'all updated and remind y'all when it starts, the exact time, the exact date. With that, if there's nothing else, go ahead, let's salute them and say shalom.
Shalom.
Lauren McKean asked Uzziah, you saw that? How can I get in touch with the exercise plan? Go ahead.
Yeah, she's in the house.
Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a